And welcome back to the Blackfeather Guild. So we're doing episode 3 of Water tonight, which is a game built on fundamental RPG and inspired by video games focusing on survival such as Subnautica or The Forest. Any game where you have to basically gather materials and not die. It's very much in the vein of those. So it's going to be really fun to see how our Crash survivors survive the planet, or if they do, because this is very much a game where player character death can happen. We've actually got a mechanic built in specifically for that, so that we can keep going when that happens with new characters. So, before we jump into all that, I did want to take a minute to talk about viewer actions, ways that you can actually participate from the audience. And there's a number of ways that you can do so. One of the easiest, I'm just pulling this up real quick into chat, there we go, is through the game tweet. For every 10 interactions on that, that's likes, retweets, and comments, a D4 goes to the cast, and a D4 goes to the DM to use on any roles that they would like. So it's a pretty easy way to give some bonuses. We're already at 10 on that, so there's already going to be at least one D4, and then if we get to 20, we'll add a second one. Another way that you can interact is through guild coins. That is our Twitch channel points. Those can be used to do a number of different things. You get those just by watching the stream. If you're subscribed to the channel, you will get those at twice the rate, so that is pretty handy. There's a little round rainbow colored icon below your Twitch chat box. If you click on that, you can see all the different things that you can get with those. One of the most powerful, though, is plot points. You can see a little bit about those right here. They allow you to sort of side chair DM, if you will, in a good way. From the audience. Anything from renaming a business that characters walk past or go into or something like that, or renaming a piece of equipment, something along those lines, all the way up to giving them something that they critically need at an important moment, or taking it away from them. There's a full description of what you can do with plot points in the panels down below. You can also see the full description by clicking through that little icon I mentioned just a moment ago. So you can see how all that works there. The DM does have final say on what gets added in. So if something just doesn't fit with the story, or it would be game breaking, we may edit that to make it fit better. But for the most part, we're going to stick to what you suggest with your plot points. Finally, if you'd like to help contribute monetarily, there's a number of ways that you can do that as well, and some cool stuff that you get for doing so. The direct donation route, you can see at the bottom of this chart. Coffee.com/Raven or Raven.rocks. Either one will allow you to directly donate. You can also do subscriptions and bits through Twitch. And Patreon, which is now right there in chat. Our Bard tier patrons and the higher tiers get credits towards viewer actions every month that you can spend however you like in any games that you would like. Just let us know in chat. And they let you get these really cool things right over here. Some of these are self-explanatory, but some of them may be a little less so. So real quickly, we're going to run through the list. D4 and D6 is added to a roll to boost your numbers. Switch allows you to change the verb of another player. So to give you an example, if you've got a bard in the party that wants to seduce the dragon, if a player or the DM has a switch, they can throw that out there and say, do something other than seduce the dragon. And the bard has to choose a verb that's non-synonymous. So it nudges the story in different directions, and it makes the action that would take place change. It's usually pretty funny too. Advantage and reroll means you roll twice, take the better of the two results. The only difference being an advantage has to be called before the roll, and a reroll can be used after the fact. So rerolls are a little bit more powerful. Complications are a lot like plot points, except you get a lot more leeway on what you can do. So you can type just 1 to 3 sentences into chat with the complication. Anything at all that you want to add to, remove from, or change about the scene that's happening, and we will work that in. Again, if it's something game-breaking like, the big bad evil guy just suddenly falls over dead, obviously that would break the game, so we'd have to change that. But within reason, we will stay as close as possible to what you suggest with the complications. Swapping 2 players for 5 minutes means that they will swap characters, and that includes the DM. So you could put one of the cast members into the hot seat and have the DM play their character for 5 minutes, or you can swap 2 different players and have them play each other's characters. It's very fun when it happens. And then finally, the one-up. If there's a character that you really want to see not die, this is a great way to help that. So for this particular system, Fundamental RPG, if the character would go to 0 hit points or go below 0 enough to where they would actually die, either way, they can use a 1-up to come back with 1 hit point. So they're probably still going to be in danger. It's not a for sure get out of jail free card, but it gives them a fighting chance to survive really unfortunate circumstances or really stupid decisions. Because there's a good possibility for both in this game. And that's pretty much all the viewer actions, how you can get involved and participate from the audience. It's some pretty cool stuff. With that, we're going to go say hi to the cast, and then we're going to get started on the game itself. So let's head over there. Hello, everyone. We're going to do some character introductions, starting with our usual top left. So, Alex, tell us a little bit about Chuck and yourself.
And I forget I'm always first in this game. Yo, I am Alex. I'm a digital artist. I do art. I am currently taking some portrait commissions and stuff for tabletop characters and stuff. You can find me my info down at Agent Boss at Twitter, or at Agent Boss on Twitter, something like that. I don't know. Anyways, I'm playing Chuck. Chuck knows marine biology, knows how to fish, is probably so far keeping everybody fed. Can we agree on that?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Chuck has single-handedly kept everyone from starving, except maybe Lyle.
Yeah, Lyle, you didn't do well. Oh, you poor man.
I rolled real bad on all that food. I kept, I guess, eating only a little bit, tossing the rest.
Anyways, yeah, so Chuck's around. Chuck is trying to make sure we all don't die because, hi, I'm a marine biologist. I actually know something about what we're in.
Yeah. Fantastic. Next we've got Zan. Tell us a little bit about Lemuel and yourself.
Yeah, Lemuel is a kind of grouchy pain in the ass. He is not, he's slowly opening up, but is mostly unimpressed with the situation, and doubly so with his teammates' attitudes. But you know, we're trying to see where this thing called character growth takes him. And I'm Zan. You can catch me at the links that I just threw in the chat. Yeah, I'm a professional GM and content creator for a couple of different game systems, and always a pleasure to be on here.
Fantastic. Just a heads up, we're at 17 interactions now. It would be more.
Me and Leland
but
are
as
having
I've told,
fun.
Yeah, I was gonna say, as I've told Alex before, It's one comment per person,
To
so
be fair,
spamming
I was
comments
taking
will
that
help.
completely into consideration, and I was just having fun.
We are singing a song on Twitter, okay?
Except for we're singing two different songs because I started singing
Oh, good.
I believe this is the
Anyways.
point where Lemuel would say, "Dumbasses."
Yep. Yeah, I'm just giving you all a hard time. But yeah, we're at 17 already, so 3 more, that's another D4. It's pretty awesome. Heading over to Lee, tell us a little bit about Lyle and yourself.
All right. I'm Lee or Leland or Leopold the Just, whatever. All sorts of things, I guess. I'm a social media consultant / meme smith on the old interwebs. If you're messing around on Facebook and look at memes, you've probably seen something I've made at some point. Yeah, and you can find me at Leopold the Just on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook, all sorts of places. I try to keep up with at least 2 out of 3 of those. Instagram's kind of my phone camera sucks, okay? But anyway, all right. Yes, I'm playing Lyle Henderson. Lyle Henderson is very much like my inner anxieties put into a person, so I'm pretty excited to take on that role. Yeah, Lyle Henderson is a barber / hairdresser, groomer, whatever, who managed to snag his grooming tools and a duck on the way out of the falling ship as it was plummeting to this planet. And so far, he's just been trying to keep his duck alive and really done a kind of a good job of that, but then sort of done a poor job of keeping himself alive. So hopefully this session we can focus on ourselves now that we've got a place set up for the duck.
Yes, now that you've done the ever important taking care of the duck first.
Yeah, exactly. It's Bosco property.
Key survival strategy right there. Yeah. Next we've got Patrick. Tell us a little bit about Dylan and yourself.
Hey, I'm Pat. I'm a Tactric on Twitter and places online. I play RPGs online wherever people will have me. I play Dylan. Dylan is a barfly scuba instructor who is not that bright and definitely wasn't prepared to keep himself alive in any weird environment. Definitely not other people. He was really just a passenger. He was under the impression this was a 3-hour tour and then we would be done and gone. So yeah, if there's not a pool, I feel like he's going to be the first to go, but we'll see.
All right. Unfortunately, Econorlax and Jay could not make it tonight, but we will have Boris and Tamsin off doing some interesting things. They are relatively safe for tonight. I won't be killing off any characters without their players present. So I saw these placeholder placards feel like a personal attack. That was funny. So yes, as sinister as those look, Boris and Tamsin are safe for tonight. We'll see what happens next week.
Tamsin won't get eaten by bobbit eels.
Yeah, so I believe for the duration of this episode, Tamsin's going to be kind of off by herself, mostly working on putting together a telescope. Tamsin last week really wanted to work on charting the stars, figuring out exactly where you all are in a galactic sense, and figuring out sort of how to make all that work once you figure out how to get off the planet. And then I'm going to say that Boris is helping Tamsin with the engineering side of that. So they're going to be inaccessible for this episode. Now then, everybody else, I'm trying to remember, I think, Chuck, you are down on water. Well, everybody actually is, I did not get enough water the previous day.
We have the stuff for the desalinator, don't we? Are the blueprints for it?
We have the
Yes.
blueprints. but I think we needed some more silver to make a power source for it.
Yeah, so we gotta find where silver is.
Yeah, and you do have a group inventory handout now that you're all able to see and edit, which should help. And there are
Should we try and setting up
32.
Go ahead, sorry.
I was gonna say there's 32 inventory slots on the life pod or the escape pod, the tub as you're calling it, and there's I think 2 storage lockers in the cryopod section of the ship that you're at that each have 48. So you should have plenty of storage space for the group storage for quite a while.
Mhm.
What were we gonna say?
Perfect. Oh, I was gonna ask the group if we need to try and set up any sort of rain catchment system or whatever, so we can, like, I don't know,
Well,
collect rain.
Chuck did notice last game, it's not gonna hit us right away, but the way the weather patterns are going, there's gonna be a storm rolling in soon, so we're gonna wanna start stocking up.
Yeah.
How would we do that within the blueprints? Make a tarp and some
Well,
poles or something.
If we can make the desalinator and have it inside, and just fish the fuck for a few days and like make fish jerky, we should be able to get through this.
But wasn't the desalinizer? Didn't it? I could be thinking of another game or something, but didn't it only do like a bottle a day or something, or wasn't it a small number?
Yep.
It's enough water. Each desalinizer is enough water for 1 person per day.
Oh, so we're gonna need each. We're gonna need 6 desalinizers.
And
no.
bleach is the other thing we need.
Yeah, bleach will allow you to, because we're calling this special bleach that allows you to get the salt and the bad stuff out of water. And I think it was 1 bleach will get you enough water for half a day's water for 1 person, I think is what it was. Let's see, you need 12, so yeah, so the desalinizer will produce 2 filtered waters or desalinated waters per day, which is each one is 1d10 water units, so you could end up with not enough water that day if you're being particularly active. It's also not the best for making sure you don't get sick. So there is a little bit more risk there. Distilled water is the best route to go, but it gives you just a little bit of water, but you can basically make as much as you want. And it's got a low sick chance. Purified water with the bleach is 1d6 water, small, getting sick chance. Any bottled water that you find from emergency supplies is going to be 1d8 water and just a 1 sick chance on a d20.
Okay, so we need to make a list of things that we need to get. Chuck's sharing with the fact that, hey, guys, I'm pretty sure there's going to be a storm rolling in. And we don't have enough shit to make it through a storm. We need to start getting shit to make it through a storm. Dylan, what don't we have for making the desalinators?
That's something we all know at this point, right? Like if we have blueprints, like
Yeah,
we just know that.
Go
Okay.
through our group inventory and the blueprints.
Yeah, we need some more silver for that. I think
Or
we need
titanium.
1 more silver, and then we can make it.
How many to make 2?
Let me see. So it's each one needs essentially 4 titanium, 2 silver, and a copper.
Okay. So we have
We're
3 copper, 1 silver.
We have
So
enough titanium to make 3.
Three.
how much
so far.
titanium do we have? With 14 titanium. Okay. So you said 4 titanium, 2 silver, and 4 copper?
4 titanium, 2 silver, and a copper can get us 1 desalinizer.
So we need, for 2 of them or 3 of them, we would need.
We've got enough of everything except silver to make 3.
Okay.
Um,
So we need to hunt for silver. We need to get at least another 5 silver.
And it's in terms of bleach to clean up the water. I think we need salt and coral for that.
Yep. And the
Okay.
desalinizer will give you 2 inventory units of salt per day.
Oh,
Because it makes 2 bottles of
Okay.
desalinized water, so it'll give you 2 salt deposits per day as well.
perfect. That actually.
So that
solves
does
the
help.
problem. So primary thing we need to find is silver.
I mean, I think I've found the 1 silver just swimming around here in the shallows, but I don't
Okay.
know how common it is.
It is an electrical kit, right? That you need.
Yep.
Alright,
Yeah.
so- and those are 2 silver each, so we need
Okay.
12 silver
Lyle-
total.
Lyle and Dylan, I think you two should stick around this area and try to find any salt and silver and as many coral samples as you can get. Focus on those 3.
Could you make us a second group handout, Raven, so we could have like a shopping
Sure.
list
Oh.
separate from our group inventory?
I'm using actually a
Yeah.
notepad program on my like a post-it note program, like desktop.
List. Shopping list for all players can be edited by all players. There we go. Done
good.
and done.
All right, so we need. Hold on, let me move this mic a little bit. Okay, so we need. All right, so for 6 desalinizers.
And currently, it's going to be right early in the morning. So as we talked about last time, in terms of resource gathering, you can gather resources 4 times per in-game hour for random resources for your area. Or if you want to hunt down something specific, you can go out 1 time per in-game hour and just get exactly what you're looking for. Also, if you find a random blueprint, you can choose to take the blueprint, or I'll let you take a specific resource that you're looking for instead. So you can do either or with those.
Got it. How much silver do we have left currently? Sorry, if someone could look.
We've only found 1 silver.
Awesome. So we need 23 silver.
We need
And
lots.
this is just this is just for everybody to have a desalinizer, basically.
And I'm gonna borrow Boris's character sheet tonight so I can look
Copper
at
do we have?
3
blueprints
copies
here.
currently.
Oh, cool. All right, so I set up a shopping list for desalinizers so far, for just so we have, something.
because I
We
don't
should
think
know fiber
there-
mesh, right?
Yeah, I believe you do. Yes, you do. If you don't have those already, you'll know them because you've gathered the materials to
Yeah.
make them. And then I was just looking to see if you all have. I don't think there is an actual blueprint for a distillery in here.
I was wondering about that for no reason.
No reason. But that is yeah. There's not one in here.
Make it with
But that
your
is something
hands.
that you can design yourself.
I mean, I probably can't design it myself.
Distillery is
With
You
my-
real
need somebody
easy.
with
Distillery
need
is
somebody with
real
tech.
easy to make.
Yeah.
All you need is a pot and a bowl.
yeah.
I think my current tech rolls are all -10 right now. So
Ooh.
not me.
Oof. Oof.
You'll just drink the stuff that comes out of the distillery. You have no intention on making.
I'm holding on to that bottle of salty shirt water booze still
Yep.
to purify that whenever I get the shit.
That was a disgusting, like, taste bud, like mental taste bud thing you just invoked in my body by saying those words together.
Well, not to mention, like, just before it got salty and sweaty and gross, like, the combination of alcohols that are in your shirt would not taste good together either.
Nope. It is listed in my inventory as bottle of salty shirt booze drippings.
Alright, that's very evocative.
Oh. Oof. Okay. It's bright and early in the morning. Lyle, you're still feeling kind of queasy. Let's see. Currently, let's see if you're short on water. So short on water. So currently taking a minus 10% penalty to max HP is Chuck, Lemuel, Dylan, Boris, and Lyle. Currently taking minus 2 to all rolls because of lack of food is Dylan, Lyle, and Tamsin. So, just a reminder, those go up to minus 5 to all rolls and minus 25% max HP if you don't get enough food and water today. So, food and water is important.
Got it. I'll just let this one die off and then come back with a full stomach. I don't know how it works.
You're just gonna be the player with the stack of character sheets right next to him, like, oh, that one died. Slam.
Yep. All right.
I mean, I feel like if we were
Hi, I'm Lyle's brother, Kyle. Hi, I'm
Lyle.
Kyle's brother, Lyle.
Miles, Giles.
I feel like this adventure has already had enough bile.
What were you gonna say, Patrick?
Oh no, I was gonna say if Dylan was smarter, I feel like he would have proposed some sort of like work rotation schedule where when we're all about to die of hunger, we freeze ourselves and it's somebody else's job to find food.
That's not a bad idea.
So,
So,
Lyle Quackers and I are gonna go looking for things and
Yeah. Hey, Dylan, you think you can make yourselves another one of the boogie board sleds? You got extra carrying space?
sure. What would I need to do for that, Raven? Because the last one I think you just magically gave me out of just
Yeah.
scrap metal that I found.
If you want to fabricate one, I will say this. If you want to have someone assist you in having the fabricator scan this thing that you've crudely constructed, it might tell you what resources you would need to have it make another one for you.
I think you all just hear Dylan calling for help as he tries to like squeeze the boogie board into the machine. It's not. How do I make it work?
what?
you doing?
What?
If you'd like, I can have Tamsin help you.
Somebody should.
Alex spent
I
4
don't
plot
think that's
points.
how that works, Dylan.
There is a freestanding board waiting in the buffer of the fabricator. It even has a paddle.
Because I want my goddamn standing board.
Okay.
I think I figured it out. I made it.
Oh, great. I'm going to take
All
this
right.
one. You can have yours back. Here you go, Dylan. I know how to do with this.
So apparently, either Boris or Tamsin had been already working on that before they fell asleep. And so, yeah, it's already primed and ready in the buffer to make more. If somebody wants to write this down in your notes section, for a custom blueprint for a freestanding board with a paddle, you're going to need a titanium, one of the, what are they called? Kelp fruit. So you'll need a titanium, a kelp fruit, and 3 kelp samples. To put one of these things together. So yeah, you've got that available now. So who all's going out?
Lemuel spent the night kind of making a bit of a crude weapon. He took one of the titanium rods and some shaved silicone rubber and tied those razorfish fins to the tip of it.
Okay. Let me have you make a roll for that.
Righto.
I will give you the option of going with naturalist or mechanical engineering to throw
you
that
know
together.
what? Let's go for naturalist on that one.
20. Yeah, you put it together very well. I mean, for having such limited resources, this is a pretty good weapon. Not a whole lot of tool applications for it, probably.
Nope.
But you feel like if you swung it at something, you'd probably inflict probably a D4. How many? You just caught the one fish, right? Or was it 2?
It was 3, I think.
3?
Yeah, 8
With a 20. No, let's make it a D6 actually. 1d6 damage with this single attack melee weapon.
Hey. One D6. Cool. Great. So I'm gonna look to Chuck and go, so are we off to the kelp again?
Yep, because we're gonna need more of those. Well, that was where all the titanium's going.
Alright.
You got a better weapon than the stick?
That's pretty good.
Okay. I got my knife.
Alright.
We got
Hopefully
our
we'll-
snorkels.
Yep.
Alright. Did they make fins?
Swim fins?
Yeah.
I don't think anybody did. That is something that you can make.
I make some swim fins. Sorry, I'm trying to look for my blueprints.
I think it does use copper.
Shit.
I think it was copper in the fruit it uses.
Swim charge though
It is the
fin or
fruit
ultra
for
glide?
Surge.
Is it the ultra glide or the swim charge fins?
There should just be basic fins in there too.
Silicone. copper,
Yes,
there it is,
basic
yeah.
fins.
Silicone and copper, damn. Okay, then we will avoid the for now unless we manage to find some extra copper. Alright. Dylan and Lyle, you'll be in the shallows. Lemuel, you'll be coming with me. Let's do this for like, say, till about noon. Meet back up here. Because then we gotta start, like, teaching you guys how to fish.
Yeah, my stomach is killing me. I don't know if I'm hungry or if I ate something bad yesterday, but
I think you ate something bad yesterday. Judging that you were vomiting worse than I usually do.
Yeah, that might have been it. Maybe it's nerves. Maybe it's nerves.
How
anyway,
about you pack crackers?
Yeah.
Alright.
All
See you
right.
at noon.
So who all is going out into the water?
Yep.
I think everybody but like different places in the water, right?
Okay. So
Chuck is going to offer Lemuel a chance to, like, sit on the board so Chuck can, like, paddle them out quickly.
Yeah, sure.
okay. So Chuck and Lemuel are going together.
Mhm.
Dylan, are you going with them or are you going off on your own?
Lyle and I thought we're hanging out together and getting stuff. I thought.
Yeah, that's what. Yeah, I thought that as well. Is that cool?
Okay. That's totally fine. I misunderstood. I thought Lyle was hanging out in the tub.
Oh yeah, no, just petting the duck all day, you know. Just basically, I thought I was gonna miss today, and I was like, yeah, I'm just hanging out with the duck all day. So I figured I'd just like tune in and basically just do that. No, I'm just messing around. Yeah, no, I would
Okay,
definitely
cool.
like to try and ride this boogie board, or at least a hitch ride on
Okay.
the back.
Cool. So you do each have a buddy. That's good. Also, I just noticed in Zoom chat the whole tentacles coming out of the water real quick, and I just realized I'm drinking out of my Hydra mug today, which is rather appropriate. So just.
Eh.
Anyways, all right. Let's start with Chuck and Lemuel. Where is it exactly that you're wanting to go?
Kelp Forest.
Mostly along the edges, keeping an eye out for both the fucking Gregorian carp and the goddamn shark gars.
Okay. We're gonna move first over to the kelp forest. You are in the correct area for resources.
Also, Raven, I would like you to know that my current spread on D20 makes it look like I'm playing goddamn Myst again. I had notebooks.
Oh, that's funny. Okay, so you're familiar with this section of kelp forest by now. There are threats there that you're aware of. Let's see. Let's see what it's looking like right now. Okay. I'll give you this. As you swim closer to the kelp forest, you can see. You probably can't get an exact count, but if you had to guess, probably around a dozen of those big, giant, sharp-toothed macrogar swimming around the base of these kelp plants.
Mm.
Chuck's definitely pointing out kind of the patterns that they're moving in and where they seem to be liking to congregate. Might be babbling on about how the okay, you can tell kind of like they work in family groups. It's really interesting to see schooling like this.
Also, we're at 20 tweet interactions, so that's an extra d4 to y'all
Yeah.
and to me. So you're looking at these Garwa. What do you do from there? They're not going after you
Nope.
because you're up on the surface for now. I'm assuming.
Yep. Like, okay. Lemuel, you want to go basically getting ourselves near as close as possible to like some of the larger kelp bulbs so we can grab a few more of the kelp fruit and the kelp. Also kind of moving along the surface so we can look down and see if there's any large pieces of wreckage that we
Sure.
can grab for titanium.
Sure. So you are able to see that all of the kelp fruit hangs roughly about mid-level between the ocean floor and the surface.
Okay.
Chuck probably would be one to particularly note this, that it seems to grow at a specific depth, presumably because it needs a certain amount of sunlight,
Yeah.
or maybe it's a defense mechanism so that it doesn't get eaten by birds
Which
or
also implies
something like that.
this isn't a true kelp because it's not continuously in lengthening growth. It actually has to stop at a certain height, otherwise it would overexpose its fruit polyps.
Yeah. The leaves do, the vine and the leaves do go all the way up to the surface, but yeah, the fruit is just growing right around the middle. So if you get the feeling that if you go close to the fruit, you might attract attention.
Okay.
So you do get that sort of spidey sense of like, I should be cautious about this, but not like a, if I go grab that, I'm gonna die, necessarily.
All right. They're also going to be kind of like, as I said, looking for chunks of titanium, like the wreckage stuff, salvage.
Go ahead and give me. There's a couple different ways that you can go about this. You can do just simple sight, looking for something shiny. You can roll naturalist to see if you can kind of tell, like, all right, if I dropped metal here, where would it fall? Okay.
I have a larger pool in that.
Go ahead and roll.
28.
28. Very nice.
As I said, I have a much larger pool in that.
Yeah, so 28. That puts you at a hard difficulty here. Okay. The 28, I'm going to say that you can kind of tell by the way the water's moving, the way the current seems to be rolling, that metal would probably congregate, obviously, at the bottom, but specifically towards the middle of this kelp forest. You also, as you take a moment to concentrate and study this, you can hear some gentle scraping noises, like not quite like metal on metal, but like maybe bone or enamel on metal, coming from underneath some of those big leafy sections of kelp. Can't quite see what's causing it, but that's where the metal probably would be.
Chuck knows the sound of something nesting. Chuck pulls her head up under the water where they were looking kind of like an ostrich off the side of the board. I think we need to lure as many out so we can get the metal.
All right. And Lemuel's gonna swim down with his spear.
Okay. Chuck's making sure they've got their knife on them, and
Okay.
is staying just under the surface with the breathing tube to keep an eye to see what the heck Lemuel's about to do before diving in after.
Okay. What's Lemuel doing?
He's as he swims down towards the deeper part of the kelp, he's sticking the spear into the kelp and shaking it and kind of stirring it around, and swim down another few feet and stick it in, shake it around, and trying to make sure that everything around here knows that he's here.
You certainly succeed in that. Real quick question. Does Lemuel have... you don't have flippers yet, do you?
No.
Okay. So you get about 10 meters of movement per action, and did you get an air tank?
Well, I don't think anybody has an air tank yet.
Okay. Okay, so you got about 10 meters of movement and 4 actions to work with here. So with your snorkel, I'd say you're probably able to go about halfway down and do that. And that's 2 actions, and then going all the way back down, or going all the way down to the bottom and doing that would be 4 actions, but then you're going to be like blacking out by the time you hit the surface.
Yeah, no, I'll just go halfway down then.
Okay. The other option is you could go all the way down, stab, and then swim straight back up, and you'd have plenty of time.
No, that makes me seem like prey. No,
Okay.
I'm just gonna go halfway down.
Okay. As you are doing this, going down and up and down, probably about the 3rd time you stab one of those kelp things and shake it, you hear roaring, sort of screeching sounds come from below. Give me a sight roll.
Well, I feel like
Keeping
this
in mind
is gonna be a learning
Bye,
exercise.
Lemuel.
Yeah, right.
Keeping in mind you have 2 actions left of worth of air, at this point, going halfway down and stabbing.
It's a solid 6.
You see nothing. How you doing on hit points, by the way? No reason, just curious.
23.
Okay, good. I mean, cool. So yeah, you don't see anything coming until you feel something that, kind of like what you felt on your leg, this time on your arm.
No.
It sort of snaked its way, so swimming in sort of a tight circle around the stalk, going all the way up,
Mhm.
and then just latched onto the arm that was doing the stabbing.
Mhm.
You hear a few more screeches below you as this happens. There's blood in the water now, and you're gonna take, I believe, with these guys it was 1d10 damage.
No problem.
Hey, 1 damage.
Hey,
Just nicked your arm.
this is no worries. Yeah, I'm going to.
But
Hmm?
you definitely see more coming.
Okay, I'm going to use an action point to. I'm going to use both my action points to stab at that one as I swim towards the surface.
Okay. Go ahead and roll for the action point. Make sure you get an extra action here. Or, oh, I'm sorry. I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
My brain was on a completely different game. Yes, that will work. Go ahead and roll for your attack, which would be a melee single attack.
That's going to
Nat
be
20.
Nat 20 there.
I'm not even going to bother rolling for the fish. You hit and you crit, so go ahead and roll for double damage. And that'll be your weapon plus your physical times 2.
Damn.
10 damage.
10 damage. Nice. I'm going to say that this one is killed. You killed this thing.
Nice.
You got it in, because you crit, you got it in just a really critical spot, maybe like right in the eye, and it slowly turns upside down and starts floating towards the top as you break the surface. Right before your head breaks the water, though, you hear those screeches getting closer, and you know that you're going to have company soon. What do you want to do?
Where's Chuck at during this?
Chuck actually started like swimming off to the side, so he was a bit further away from where they're coming up directly at Leland, so he can kind of dive down to where the metal should be
Lemuel.
underneath and come back up.
Mhm.
Sorry, Lemuel. I'm so
Leland,
sorry. I
IRL.
keep doing
But hey,
that.
No, it's
Oh.
okay. They're similar. I'm just messing with you.
Oh.
I'm back though.
I'm gonna swim slightly further away from the kelp, but keep my head above the water, or keep my snorkel above the water, and
Okay.
just kind of be prodding, trying to keep them at a distance, trying to keep them occupied.
Okay. Let's say this. There's probably about 4 of them that are swimming after you.
Mhm.
And they definitely look more defensive than necessarily aggressive. I mean, they are being aggressive, but they seem more protecting their home than trying to eat you specifically.
Mhm.
Give me a might check as one of these things grabs onto your weapon's made of metal, right?
Yes.
Metal pole. Yeah, it grabs onto the metal shaft and sort of clamps on, and because it's made of metal, it doesn't snap or anything, but He's got a good grip on it.
Oh no, it's only
with a
a
10?
10.
With a 10, the Macrogar is going to succeed in pulling that out of your hand. However, you do notice that as it does this, it doesn't like let go and keep attacking you or anything like that. It seems to swim immediately back towards the kelp forest.
Oh, son of a bitch. No, it doesn't. I've got Berserker, and I'm getting that thing back.
Okay. But specifically, you notice that it seems to be after the metal.
Interesting. Very interesting. That's something that I'll tell Chuck later. At the moment, I want my stick back. So
All right.
I'm gonna follow that little bastard.
All right. Give me a swim check to see if you can keep up with this thing.
That's not gonna go well. Hey, it did go well.
Hey, a 22. There's reading Zoom chat. So with the 22, you managed to somewhat keep up. It's just out of your reach, but you've kind of confused the other three by swimming past them, and so they're still sort of getting their bearings as you rush after this one that's still carrying your stick.
Mm-hmm.
You got a couple actions left at this point, because this thing's going straight down. Can try to get your stick back. One more decent swim check, you'll probably catch up. Or you can go refill your air, which is going to run out in 2 actions. And if you're at the bottom, it's going to take 2 actions to get back up. Quick reminder on mechanics of how drowning works. When you run out of air, the first turn that you run out of air, it's a -5 to all rolls. The second turn that you're out of air, it's -10, -15, -20, and then you die.
Raven, you should not be that cheerful when you're reminding people how drowning works.
I'm totally not tempting Zan to risk drowning. I don't know what you're talking about.
I mean, Zan the person is really against this, but you know, Lemuel the Berserker is definitely going to have to swim after it.
Yeah, Berserk is an unfortunate flaw to have in this situation.
Yeah, that's my damn stick. Made that stick.
Also, another reminder: you have 2d4 and 1d6 to work with currently.
I think I might save those when I'm drowning.
Good call. Good call. So you're going after it. Go ahead and give me another swim check.
Another 22.
Hey, 22. You catch up, and it has your stick.
My damn stick.
It's surprised that you caught up, so I'm going to give you an advantage on wresting it from its control. Go ahead and roll might, but then you're going to be out of air. And go ahead and roll that with advantage.
Well, thank God for advantage.
17. It's not pretty. You might like strain your muscles a little bit on this, so that your arm might be a little sore at the end of doing this, but you succeed. You got your stick back. You're out of air. There are 3 Macrogar coming up behind you, but they're not at you yet. And this one that you've taken its shiny away from it. It's very angry. It's 2 actions to get to the surface. You can do it in 1 turn, though.
Yeah.
You're at a -5 to all rolls. What do you want to do?
I'll swim.
All right, give me a swim check.
17.
It's a 12. It's a 12 because of you're out of air.
Damn.
Would you like to use a D4 or a D6?
If the cast doesn't mind, I'll use a D4.
All right. Hey, that's enough. You needed a 3 or more on that. So, you managed to get about halfway up now.
Mhm.
Could be another swim check.
Another swim check.
The reason for that being you've got one hand occupied and you're having to dodge angry fish.
I don't think a D6 is going to help me this time.
It could, but it would be you'd need a 5 basically. Oh wait, no, that's a 5.
Yep.
Yeah, no, it won't help you. So I will give you a choice here. You can take an extra turn to dodge fish that are trying to bite you. So you'll be at a -10 for the next check, but if you succeed on the next check, you get up to the surface. Or you can ignore the fish, go for it right now with another swim check with only the -5, but one of them's going to bite you.
I took tank for a reason, damn it. I'm gonna get the look. I eat fish. Fish don't eat me. I'm gonna take that swim check.
All right.
Shit.
Okay. You're so close to the surface, but everything's starting to black out. Chuck, Lemuel's close enough you can help. Do you want to try to pull him up out of the water?
Yeah, Chuck's gonna just grab Lemuel and haul him, basically just haul him up and over onto the board.
Okay, go ahead and give me a might roll. I'm gonna roll for the bite damage. Hey! The dice hate all of us tonight, so you only take 1 more damage from that bite.
I have functionally come out of this unharmed, except for the whole drowning thing.
Woo!
Nat 20!
Oh shit!
The 33.
Lemuel
So
is out
you,
of there like a boss.
Yeah, Lemuel, you're the edges of your vision are coming in, just gray, starting to black out. You can feel your muscles screaming for oxygen. You feel yourself starting to slow down as you just don't have any more air to keep swimming. There's a macro guard nibbling on your leg. And then all of a sudden, when you think you're just about to pass out, you're suddenly in the air, like you've been launched out of a cannon. And you find yourself on the board, kinda safe.
A lot of fish. Thanks.
Yeah, that wasn't what I was gonna suggest. I was gonna suggest we make a bait ball, because now they're pissed.
Well, they're distracted.
Just try not to die up here. I'll go and try and find what we're looking for.
So Chuck, as you look down, you see about 6 macro guard, maybe a foot or 2 under the water, just circling your board like sharks. They're not attacking your board, but they're not going away either. And with that, I'm gonna hop over to Lyle and Dylan. So, Lyle and Dylan, where are you searching and exploring? There's a lot of other directions y'all haven't gone yet, too, so you could go scout for different areas, too, if you wanted to.
Like that, but that's just the curious person in me, and not necessarily the strategist. So,
I mean, Chuck seemed pretty adamant that we stay around here for our safety.
yeah, they're adamant about everything, though. So I don't know. But yeah, but we did specifically need some resources around here, so I guess there was some strategy to that as well. I guess in the water we go. I'm just gonna have to fight the stomach ache.
Okay.
What do you think? I mean, we got these cool boogie boards. We can go boogie boarding if we want, but I suppose we do need to do some diving.
Well, you're not feeling great, so I think we've just got the one. I think they took the other one, so you can use
Oh.
the board if you want, and I'll swim along.
Oh, thanks.
I mean, I think we're staying around here unless we want to go over there to unexplored pastures.
Hey, you seem interested. Let's do it.
No,
let's try
I
this.
wouldn't say that.
I'm sorry, I've just imagined them looking over to there just as Lemuel is launched out of the water.
Oh no, it's
Like they just missed seeing it.
he's absolutely pointing in the opposite direction to split everybody even further.
That's fantastic.
Excellent. I mean, that's interesting. That's cool. That's cool.
I'm good here or wherever.
Honestly, splitting up in games like this to try and cover more ground for resources is actually a smart move, in my opinion, anyway. But yeah. So yeah, let's go in that kind of. Let's just go check out like a zone next to a zone we've already checked out. That's nearby, sort of, if that makes sense. I'm not seeing a map, so if there isn't one, then I would like to just go in that direction. Then sort of wherever. Sorry, I forgot your character's name. What is your character's name, Patrick?
Dylan.
Dylan. Yes. All right. Wherever Dylan was pointing, I'm gonna start just paddling over there out of curiosity now. My
Okay.
duck is in its pen.
I was about to ask, is Quackers with us?
We're not bringing Quackers on an outing. The point of the pen is to keep Quackers safe. Which we need to reinforce that with more titanium, by the way. But anyway.
So I think I would try and swim to where I found the silver last time, but then because we're being adventurous and this isn't a dumb decision at all, we will go.
No.
We will go further because
Yeah.
there's got to be better things further. That's
Yeah.
logically how it works.
Yeah, we go further, and if we don't find anything, we come back and hit
Yeah.
the silver on the way back, right?
Okay. So, as you're swimming away, you notice, much like with Chuck and Lemuel, that the seafloor drops off. You're leaving the shallow area, but it seems to go deeper down than it does over by the kelp forest. And after a while, I assume you're swimming along the surface
Yeah, for now.
and just sort of like snorkeling, kind of a deal.
Yeah, that sounds about
Okay.
right.
And just a quick reminder for me: do either of you have fins or an air tank?
Nope.
We are not
Okay.
that it's set right now.
Okay. As you look down, you start to notice. It's hard to tell from this high up, but you could swear it almost looks like trees underneath the water.
Do trees usually live underwater?
I mean, there's like coral and stuff.
Right, but like wavy trees like that.
I mean, yeah, like kelp forests.
But like trees?
Hold on, let me get off my board. All right, I'm gonna dip my head in the water and look down, get a better look.
Okay.
What kind of trees do they look like? Could you describe it a little further? Like
They all Dylan is probably able to see from this point is they obviously have like a trunk and branches, but rather than leaves, it looks like maybe they're large fronds, maybe like a palm tree. Maybe it's kind of dark down there, and it's pretty deep, so it's hard to tell.
so they're like wispy, sort of like a kelp forest, sort of, or something would be.
They don't seem to be like moving a whole lot. They seem pretty sturdy. If you want to roll sight, you could see if maybe you get a little bit more information.
Yeah, I will.
There's
Go ahead.
only going to be so much from this height, though.
Okay, yeah, for sure, I understand. 18?
18? Yeah, they look kind of almost like semicircles growing on the sides of the branches.
Wow.
You've actually seen some coral that looks a little bit like that. Some table coral. over in the shallows, but this looks way, way bigger. And they're growing off of these branches.
This is something we're gonna need. I'm gonna look back, or I'm gonna, I guess, like just reemerge and get back on the board and say, you know, we need some gear, some diving gear if we're gonna be exploring this area. I think it's pretty deep.
I mean,
You wanna just, I mean, unless
I
you're
can
really,
go-
yeah, you can go deep.
me, the player, doesn't know if I can go deep, but Dylan is pretty convinced he can go deep.
Mechanically speaking, you've got 4 actions, which means you could probably get to these trees, and then you're going to be out of air.
Okay. Okay.
However, as a reminder, something that you probably would have seen in the blueprints, let me find, my brain is blanking on what it's called.
Rebreathe.
Not the
we
rebreather,
don't have a
but
rebreather. Standard O2 tank. Sorry, I'm gonna shut up.
you're good. You're good. There is a thing that can be crafted, which is like an air pump, which you can hook those pipes up to. I just can't remember what it's called off the top of my head to find it in the blueprints.
Is it floating air pump?
That would be it.
Yeah, we don't have that one yet, I don't think.
We haven't learned.
Oh. Darn, I thought that was one of the things you learned, or that came included.
It could be if you wanted to. Be.
Well, I was gonna say we're gonna say yes. I'm still trying to find it in the blueprints.
It is the last one
equipment.
under equipment.
So yeah, Alex and Zan, go ahead and mark floating air pump off of equipment under known blueprints.
Oh, there it is. Thank you.
Just help.
Yeah, I'm gonna give you that one
Need
for
to
free.
I need to remind Jay or actually, if you could,
I can do it.
Okay, I was gonna say it looks like I can manipulate the character sheets if you want me to, so you could do it.
That's all right. I'm already
Alright.
most of the way there, but good to know. Okay, so that's relatively easy to make.
Yeah, I see that. Cool.
Another option for you, you could maybe like go halfway down to get a better look, maybe get some more information if you wanted to.
Yeah, Mr. Swim Pants down there.
Sure, absolutely. That does not sound like a trap at all, and I'm all about it.
She would never. Anyway.
All of Dylan's information about the ocean comes from Little Mermaid and Finding Nemo.
Excellent.
He's
information.
Oh, good,
expecting
by
a
the
certain level of possibility from his ocean life.
Under the sea.
Oh dear.
I've yet to see the crustacean orchestra.
Oh no.
All right, well, Dylan was fun. It's
Solidly expect Lemuel to be the first one to die. I did. Those are some bad rolls there.
You could come back as like a really cool version of villain named Trillin.
Yeah.
Well, you're not dead yet. So
not.
Or he could be chillin'. That's a good name.
you
Chillin.
you get a good ways down. You got about 2 actions worth of air left, but you can see a lot better. So go ahead and roll sight and or hearing.
Which is no. Oh god, those are both terrible. But sight is slightly better. I can smell and taste pretty well. Can I smell it?
Maybe.
That should be a -3 more on top of that.
Okay. Would you like to use a d6?
I don't know. Do we have?
You currently have 1d4 and 1d6 available.
Because I feel like if I don't see anything, I would just swim back up, which I feel like might be the best option anyway.
Hey, the Emperor pops up in your head and says, "Do it."
All right.
It's Brownie again. Oh no.
I forgot about Brownie.
Back
Okay.
up to a 14.
14. I will give you one of my D4s
Sure. Thank you.
because I'm really excited to describe what you see.
You want to be able to describe what kills me
Roll it.
instead of just seeing the blood.
Okay. So,
Big ol'
measures of yours.
Big ol' 16.
yeah, so you got the bare minimum to see what's going on here. As you look a little bit closer, you can see that these trees have they definitely don't have leaves, but along the branches, they are these sort of semicircle shelf-looking things. But as you can see a little bit closer now, you can tell it's not coral. It resembles coral, but it is not. It looks like... I feel like Dylan would probably compare it to giant portobello caps. Like if you cut a portobello cap in half and stuck it on the side of a branch.
Daniel will be so excited.
Yeah, if he gets to hear about it.
I mean, I'm yet to hear of something that would be putting me in danger, so I assume it's all good.
Yeah. So they're growing all along the sides of these branches, and there's a whole forest of these trees with these mushroom-looking things on them. And it's about 100 meters deep, a little more than 100 meters. So it's definitely something where fins and or an air tank is probably going to be needed, or a bunch of those pipes with an air pump. But just as your heart swells with hope of this good news that here's a renewable food source within reach, let me describe what you see. A giant sea creature, which resembles a terrestrial snake from the viper family. It's about 40 to 60 meters long, with 6 squid-like tentacles on its face, 3 on either side of its mouth, which it uses to grab its prey and feed it into its shark-like maw. Its mouth contains 6 to 12 rows of sharp, serrated teeth, depending on the creature's maturity.
How many rows was
They're
that?
extremely
Sorry. How many rows of teeth is that?
6 to 12?
Big range. Wow.
Yep. Depending on how much mature it is. So the older it is, the more rows it gets.
How delicious is it roasted?
Not very. They're extremely territorial, though they will occasionally travel in small packs during mating season. They're sensitive to light and utilize a hybrid of echolocation and sight on the infrared spectrum to locate prey. In the unlikely event you are able to kill one, consumption of the creature's flesh is at one's own risk. You remember the first night that you were on the planet, and right before you went to sleep you heard a loud roaring scream off in the distance that sounded horrifying?
Oh, sure. I mean, I feel like that was in a dream, I'm sure.
Well, crank that nightmare's volume up to 11, and that's what you hear below you as you see what I just described snaking its way in between the trees and starting to swim towards you. What do you do after you wet your pants?
I mean, the surface is looking pretty good.
So I'm just like looking down there, like trying to see what's going on. I have no idea.
So, I think Lyle, you probably don't see anything nearly as detailed as what I just described, but you definitely see a huge dark shadow
Oh shit!
moving.
I try and as soon as that happens, I fully get onto the board, like lift my feet up and try and just like stay on the board without dangling any parts around
Okay.
in the water like I was before.
So Dylan, you've got 2 actions left. This thing's moving fast. It's gonna require a swim check to to beat it to the surface. However, I think that's a great spot to take a break. So, in about 10 minutes, we'll find out if Dylan gets eaten by this thing or if he survives.
Don't get it.
Dun dun dun.
And by the way, this thing is called a Kraken Viper.
Kraken.
Oh,
Viper,
it's-
yeah, that's
I
not-
call it
not
Squiddy
terrifying.
McSquidface.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
you can't. I like how you basically have like a Pokédex and you're just like renaming all the Pokemon that you get every time you get them.
I do have to ask.
Uh,
Am I lucky enough to see is there a pair? Is it breeding season or is it just the
Oh
one
no!
you're only able to see the one right now.
Cool thing.
right now?
This single one has kind of captured all of your focus for the moment. Also, it was a 1 through 10 or 90 through 100 to have a random encounter. So that was the first D100. And then this is 90 through 100 on a D100 for if it is this and not something else. So super lucky for Dylan.
Yeah, lucky. That's the word.
We're gonna go on a break. We'll be back in about 10 minutes, and we'll see what happens.
Oh god.
Be right back.
We're all gonna die.
Yeah, come.
We are back, and we were just laughing about the poll because nobody saw it in time to vote except for me. And so the result was, nah, he's cracking food. I'm sorry, this whole thing is just really cracking me up.
I'll be GMing from here on out, everyone. Regulars are fired from our own channel.
Anyways. I think I broke Alex. That was Lee, admin. No problem. Alright, so Dylan, you see this, how long did I say this was? This thing's about
I think you said
50
40
meters long.
Oh, I thought you said like 40 to 60 meters was how big they get.
Yeah. This one is 50 meters. It looks 100 meters to you at the moment. But it gets close enough before you have a chance to really react that you can see
Are you
the
sure
six
it's
tentacles.
50 meters or 50 feet? Because 50 meters is like the length of 2 skyscrapers. A
It's a
meter is
football
3
field and a
feet.
half.
It's a football field and a half.
Okay.
Yeah, 50,
don't know,
50
guys.
meters would be a football field and a half.
Okay, then yes, 50 meters.
Just double checking that, because I know sometimes it can
It's
get
huge.
messed up.
Yes, I am very much not a metric person, but I'm trying to make this game metric because I know more people will be able to understand it and relate to it if it's in metric than if it's in
Just double
silly
checking, because
English
like as
measurements.
somebody who knows metric, and I'm like, that's really fucking big.
It's huge.
That's eat your spaceship.
It is-
huge.
Just about, yeah. This thing is massive. And you're able to see the 6, so 3 on either side of its mouth, tentacles just wiggling and reaching towards you. And this sort of just like circle of 6 rows of teeth. Go ahead and give me a swim check to try and run away.
Sure. I mean, I'm super.
Oh dear, oh,
What?
oh dear.
Yeah, I noticed
Thanks
me.
for the 100 bits. 10,000 guild coins redeemed to swap characters with Leopold the Just and
Who
myself.
wants to be at the helm for when I die? Is the real question.
Wait, what's happening?
So
You're in charge,
we're
Leopold.
swapping roles for 5 minutes.
You're in charge.
Oh no! All right.
Let me get 5 minutes up on the clock.
The blood is
So,
on your hands.
Save Dylan.
Okay, so all right. Set me
Let
up
him
first
die
before
for
we get
his
5 minutes
sins.
on the clock. Come on. Give
Okay.
me a little setup first.
It's because you said you were gonna GM.
Oh, I know.
Because of the pun. Okay, so, yeah, this thing's about to eat Dylan. Dylan has to make a successful swim check to get away.
I got it.
This thing's super, super fast.
All right.
If you look at the water player data spreadsheet, at the very end, there's a DC chart that will tell you how difficult things are.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna have you do that part.
Okay, I will read it off to you.
Okay. Well, hold on. Let me.
Okay.
Don't
Alright,
let
I
her
need
read
to
it
get-
off to you. It's a times. She's just trying to buy time.
I'm not.
Okay, hold on. I just need to open it up real quick because I didn't have it open
Okay.
up. Sorry. Sorry. This is. Where is it? Okay, so which of the drive folders is the very? Is it? It's in the pin post, right? In the water thing. Oh no, that's the
It should be,
soundtrack.
yeah.
Water player data.
Yeah, that's the one.
Okay, no.
That's all the stuff that you need to know on the player side, but it also has the the DC chart so you know how hard things are.
Okay. Sorry, having trouble loading that part up. Anyway, okay. So
It's cool. There's just a constant dun dun dun.
Yeah, exactly.
Dun, 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 dun,
All right,
dun.
so yeah, you can go ahead and start the clock. All right, so this thing is moving through the water like butter. Okay, it is. Its tentacles are just colliding with, it's swimming through those trees, right?
It was out of the trees and coming for Dylan's bacon at the moment, so it's crossing open water when we switched.
Yeah. Okay, so its tail whips up and like smashes it into one of the trees as it exits, and it makes its way up through the water towards you, opening up this like massive gaping razor maw, and it just like in this shockwave of a roar just sort of like almost propels you forward a bit as it erupts into the water and like fills your ears and just sort of rattles your head, and it attempts to bite you.
Does it mechanically propel me forward?
No, it just feels like it does.
All right. So swimming
You get
check.
nothing.
then.
You get nothing. Yes, I assume. Is that correct?
Ooh, that's a big old 9.
I don't think that passes.
That's fine. That's just
I'm gonna
like
ask my rules lawyer, Raven, on that.
It's fine. We
The, the minimum DC to really accomplish anything is 15.
All right, buddy.
We don't have
So,
any advantages, do we? Nothing like that.
You have a D6 and a D4. Like a 10 is like you could half-ass it, like a partial success, but 15 is like the basic. As it's put in the chart, simple tasks in that skill something one untrained could accomplish.
Hey, Leland, you're the DM. You can give Dylan one of your D4s.
Oh, but that
That is-
9 is
that is
not
true.
gonna make a difference, is it?
It would
No,
make it into a
all right.
10.
Making it-
That's true.
All right, so
And you're DMing for the next 3 minutes, so it's up to you.
All right, so
I mean, there is
you're
a
not
DM.
getting anything.
No,
All right,
I
Dylan.
shouldn't.
Yeah, so Dylan, it feels like it propels you forward at first, but then actually starts to suck you in a bit when its mouth opens and it begins to draw in water, and it's gonna bite you. What do I roll for that?
Can I lock eyes with this creature? I assume it has eyes, correct? I don't think we described eyes. We described a lot of teeth and tentacles.
It does have eyes,
Oh.
yes. They're two, obviously large, kind of like whale eyes, except it's just a solid black.
Can I look into this creature's eyes and try and just impart a sweetness to it with my mechanical attractive virtue?
Are you trying to seduce the dragon right now?
What else am I gonna do?
Brownie is so on board.
Swimming
with this.
away was an option, I
I
think.
mean, I tried that.
it's up-
that plan failed.
It's up to Lee. Oh, right, that's right, you failed.
Seduce
Um,
the dragon!
As those tentacles are wrapping around, I just give it.
It
one.
knows nothing but survival and food, and you are food.
I could
it-
be a
it is-
life. I could be a life for this creature.
your attractiveness actually makes you more appetizing. It's like a smoother treat.
I think Lyle, starting to see all this happen, is gonna yell out, "No, Dylan, no!" and try to help.
Okay, that sounds fair. You're Lyle. Come on, Lyle. I believe in you.
Lyle, I'm gonna have Lyle.
You're starting to feel the heat from
Um,
this thing's breath as it's getting closer and closer to gulping you in.
Oh, where's your swim check? Swimming. Here it is. I'm gonna see if Lyle can swim really fast and whack at these tentacles enough to maybe give Dylan a chance to break free.
to recover some of my remains.
Excellent.
Has Dylan been eaten yet, or is he just grabbed by the tentacles and being, pushed into the mouth?
At this point, the tentacles are going to latch out and start grabbing on it. At this point, I was thinking it was just the mouth, the force of the mouth being open and pulling it in was pulling him in at first. But yeah, I think the tentacles should attempt to grab first and then a bite.
Okay. That is 5 minutes. And Admin is even crueler than I, because he just spent 4 plot points to say, what if there was a bigger fish?
Oh no!
Actually, this could be good for us. Bigger the fish typically don't go after something as small as us. It'll go after that.
Yeah, let's hope that is the case. Fingers crossed.
Let's one step at a time here.
Lyle immediately regrets that decision someone made for him, and he starts swimming away.
Yes. Yes, Dylan, these tentacles have wrapped around you. You could try to make a might check to break free, and Lyle, if you're still trying to swing at them, you can help.
Lyle will
if you're swimming away, then
Lyle will make one swing, and if he fails, he has to live for the duck. Otherwise, the duck will starve in that cage. So he needs to swim back.
Can I try and contort myself out with nimbleness? Would that help at all? I'm pretty nimble.
Sure. I mean, you need a nat 20 either way. So it doesn't really matter, but if you want to go that route instead, sure.
There's a 5% chance. There's a 5% chance, Pat. Go for it, man.
I mean, you have the 20% chance of the encounter and the 10% chance of it being this, so you're already beating the odds.
You want me to attack with my scissors?
Oh!
Nice!
Oh no, it worked!
Holy shit!
So, technically -3, but it was still nat 20.
Watch me get eaten now. You just like whisk away, and then I'm just like the slow one.
Holy shit!
Holy crap!
You better take care of that freaking duck.
It's miraculously, with Lyle's help of swatting at the tentacles, you managed to wriggle yourself free. You were out of air. But you're not inside a Kraken Viper's mouth.
Can I do that thing where I blow some air of my own into his mouth?
If you want to do
I
that,
think
sure.
that thing is called a key.
Don't you move those eyebrows at me, Patrick. Or was that in character?
Right.
No, I'm just kidding. Either way.
Right
it's
about the
fine.
time that you break free, and you're running out of air. Your vision's starting to gray around the edges. That's when you hear a bigger, louder scream. And because this is the apex predator for this region of the water, it can only be one thing, and that is a bigger Kraken Viper.
Does this one have 13 rows of teeth?
It might. How do I want to do this? Okay. We're going to let the dice decide. So, on a 1, it's trying to eat you first, before the other one can eat you. On a 2, it wants to eat the other Kraken Viper, and you'll have to do some swim checks not to get crushed in the, tussle. On a 3, it T-bones the Kraken Viper.
On a 4, it fucks it.
And you have to make... no. And you have to make a swim check not to get pushed further underwater. And on a 4... it's coming for its booty. Literally, to eat its tail.
I didn't know if you were dealing with like a mating ritual situation or an attack, but I know now.
Oh
This
no!
equals $2 today. Add a D6 to that roll.
Oh no!
Raven, may I request you roll one of your extra d4s
For
for that roll?
for what it is. No.
All right, everybody, have your
Um,
substance of choice ready. We're gonna have to toast them off in the right way.
All right, so yes, that would equal a d6. Is that a d6 to me or to the cast there, admin? To the roll that just to the roll that just happened. I can't. That's literally just me going like, I'll let the random chance decide one of 4 outcomes.
You could just
Yeah,
roll a
it's-
d6 and add it on as a circular clock counting.
Okay. Okay, so so if it's a 5, it's actually a 1. If it's a 6, it's actually a 2, and if it's a 7, it's actually a 3, right? It's a 2. What did I say 2 was? It was
Ooh, it was between eating us, and then 3 was that it got T-boned. I can't remember what 2.
2 is that it was fighting it, I
Yes.
think. And you both had to make swim checks to not get crushed.
No, that was for T-boning.
I think it was.
No, T-boning was shoving them under the
Right,
water.
crushed.
Either way, swim checks.
Did you say I'm like negative penalties from dying at this point too?
You're at -5 because you haven't. This is your first turn without any air.
So if you add the -5 from not having air and my -3 that I have on there, that's a 2.
Okay. All right. Then yeah, we're gonna paint a picture here. So, Lyle, you try to swim out of the way.
I don't like
You
it.
mostly succeed,
Mostly, huh?
but you get a little help from a swinging Kraken Viper tail, and it's gonna do 9 damage as it launches you out of the way.
Oh no. That is.
Fortunately, it's towards the surface, and you are able to break the surface of the water. You're far away from your boogie board.
Yeah, it's abandoned.
Yeah, but you're alive, I think.
Yeah, I'm half HP.
Okay, you're good.
Goodish.
Dylan, how much HP do you have?
Oh, so much hit points. I don't know if halves work, but the calculator says 22 and a half. It's probably 22.
Okay. So you're gonna kill off somebody and then not stick around to watch them die. I see how it is. No, you're good. We'll see you later, admin. Okay. Yeah, I don't think there's a way to survive this. You can't swim out of the way. You get sucked into the middle of their tussle, and you're just crushed between these two football field length things.
Rest in peace. Says
Yeah. You are a Dylan pancake.
so you can be chilling.
What was your backup character's name, by the way?
That's a question. I did not have one prepared yet, but I will let you know about that one.
Okay. Yeah. Let's get some oofs and f's in chat for poor Dylan, our first casualty of this planet.
Free food.
I very much think we need like a graveyard sort of death board thing that with all of the characters' names and how they died.
I'm resting in the Mushroom Kingdom now. That's where I'm at.
Lyle, Dylan, did you have anything on you other than the pipe?
I didn't. I had a pipe. I don't think I had a
Cool.
pipe.
So you don't really.
I had,
Oh, okay. So you didn't really lose
No.
anything.
you lost my bottle of salty shrimp booze.
Here the
All right,
bottle of salty shrimp booze.
So, your second character will come back with. It can be the exact same stats if you would like, but basically you're going to be at the same level. So you can change things around if you want. If you want to play something a little bit different as far as skills and things like that. But you don't lose any experience. You don't lose any levels.
We are level 1, correct? Still.
I thought y'all were level 3.
What? I mean, that wouldn't have helped me. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, I'm still
No,
just level 1 on my
it-
character. I think.
Yes.
I don't-
Okay, well, you'll be level 3 after
Cool.
this.
Yeah, it was
Sweet.
Animus that you put us up to level 3.
That's right. That's right. Okay, then yeah, you'll be at level 3 after this. And yeah, 2 levels would not have helped you in this situation. Alright, with that, as Lyle is precariously stuck in the ocean alone, we're gonna hop back over to Chuck and Lemuel. You have half a dozen Macrogar circling underneath your standing board. What do you want to do?
They're only a foot underneath us, right?
We'll say 2 feet, so it's a little bit safer, unless you specifically want them to be 1 foot.
Yeah. I mean, I don't
reasons.
matter. The pipes are a meter, so it's no skin off
okay.
my scales either way. And I'm just gonna start trying to get us some dinner.
Okay.
Chuck is gonna use this distraction of Lemuel. I almost said Leland. Fuck. Lemuel is having fun antagonizing the fuck out of these fuckers.
Yeah.
Great. I'm going to dive away from the fucking board to try and get myself as much distance. So they're distracted by Lemuel, so I can try and go and grab some stuff.
Okay. Quick question for Zan
Yes.
regarding your plan.
Yes.
And I ask this with utmost sincerity. Are you sure?
That I want to eat them? No. That I want to attack them? Yes.
Yeah, it was the attacking one that I was asking. Are you sure? Okay, just checking. Go ahead and roll me attack roll.
Oh, Raven, don't sound so pained. I'm doing great. I got a 17.
You do manage to hit one. Go ahead and roll your damage.
Yes.
5.
Okay. Yeah, you get a good solid hit in. It's about half health on one of these things.
Nibble on my
blood
giblets,
starts-
will ya? I'm gonna have you bitches for dinner.
Blood starts billowing out into the water and spreading.
Oh,
And
that's what you. Oh,
seems.
Look, well, I
Might want to
he-
grab that
he
paddle
would've
and
had-
start paddling.
No, I would have no idea. That I'm assuming all of this is happening simultaneously. I would have had no idea. The character decision stands.
Okay. That's I admire you sticking to your guns there.
All right, I'm sticking to my as the attack says, "Fuck off, stick."
Yeah, let me just What's this here? That it can actually be red. Let's just make that white, actually. I forgot to make one of these because we haven't needed it yet. There we go. That seems like a good spot for a PC death counter. Okay, so blood starts billowing out into the water. And they seem to go into a frenzy, and you hear more of those roars coming from the kelp forest starting to get closer. It seems you've attracted all 12 of them.
Okay. That's fine. I'm out of the water. I'm good. Also, now the kelp forest is unoccupied.
That's true. So we're going to hop over to Chuck. Chuck,
Yep.
kelp forest is free reign.
Chuck is going to grab basically as much titanium as he possibly can, and then book it back out, sort of thing. Probably towards the shallow
Okay.
sort of thing, the edge and stuff. Basically, get as much of the titanium up onto the edge of the shallow as he can, because he is not trying to swim back to Lemuel right now.
Okay. Give me a sight roll as you go down into the middle of this stuff, I'm assuming.
Can I use my naturalist still?
No, because in this case you're actively looking specifically for metal.
12.
Okay. I'm just gonna be nice and give this to you, because y'all are hurting at the moment. You spot 5 pieces of sheet metal, essentially.
Great. How much slots does that take up in my inventory?
Each sheet takes up 4 inventory spots.
All right.
And it'll probably take you 2 trips to get all 5. Unless you want to, start going without air. You might be able to make it in 1 trip if you run out of air and start taking penalties.
No, I'm gonna do. So you said I could get 4 without having to do it.
It's a 3.
Okay, get 3 of them. I'll go for that. 3 of the sheet metal up to the edge. We're taking a look at seeing how Lemuel's doing.
Okay. So let's pan the camera back over to Lemuel.
Yep.
There are 12 of these things. A couple of them are fighting each other in this pool of blood. But for the most part, they're just circling around the standing board, and they're getting closer and closer to the surface and forming a tighter and tighter ring around you.
Yeah, I'm gonna continue stabbing, saying things like, fuck you in particular. Who's the bitch now? I can breathe air. Take these opposable thumbs, you motherfucker. The standard things.
There's already F's in chat. Okay, go ahead and roll your attack roll.
Okay. Okay, so that's 5.
5.
Not a 5, that's a 9. That's a natural 5. Sorry. That's a 9 total.
Okay, so a 9. I'll actually roll.
Do you have to? Hey!
Okay, so yeah, they don't do a good enough job dodging. So would you like to hit the same one or a different one?
Different one.
Different one,
More
okay. Go ahead
blood.
and roll for damage.
Yeah, of course. 6 damage.
6. Alright, so you get another one, a little bit more than about halfway down in damage. Or in health, rather. What is it? Just a lot more blood. They're continuing to get closer and closer and tighter around the board. Enough that it's starting to make it a little bit difficult to stand on this thing. No roll needed yet, but it's getting precarious. We're gonna hop back over to Chuck. That is what you see, is a lot of movement near the surface of the water, a lot of blood in the water. and Lemuel just frantically, well, maybe not frantically, but steadily, I imagine, stabbing.
You okay over there?
Yup. I think they can smell the plant seeds in my pocket, and they're hungry for some new flora. Not my problem, though.
Right. There's 2 more pieces. I will be quick and grabbing them.
Excuse me.
Alright.
Get ready to smack your way out of there.
Yeah, that might be a problem, but we'll burn that bridge when we come.
So, Chuck's going back down for those last 2 pieces.
Okay, give me another sight roll while you're down there.
Ah! I'm gonna borrow.
So nope.
Sorry, we still have 1d4.
1d4 and
Use
1d6.
the 1d4. Please get myself up. Or should I use the 1d6? You guys think?
I mean, I think your best bet is going to be getting a 10. I don't think there's going to be too much difference between an 11 and a 13.
Yeah. All right. Got a 12.
Hey, nice. Okay. In that case, you see another 5 pieces of sheet metal, and let's be nice, and we're gonna say 2 macrogar teeth, just sitting on the bottom.
Can I grab the 3 sheet metal and the 2 macrogar teeth? I have 48.
Make me a swim check.
But I did dump my other 3.
See if you can.
Sorry. Trying to find the right page. Swim check.
Yeah, inventory wise, yeah, you'll be
15.
fine. 15? Yeah. You grab 3 sheet metal and 2 of the teeth.
Teeth are each 1?
Yes. They occupy one unit of space. You notice there's other stuff down there, but it's you don't have enough air, and there's too much kelp waving around to get a clear picture on what it is. But you know you missed something. You just don't know what it is.
But now we're starting to figure out how to lure them.
Mm-hmm. And I will give you this, since you had such a good naturalist roll before, and Chuck just has a background that would realize this. The metal looks like it has been gathered by these fish and put into little nests, so they either like metal or they like shiny things.
And before Chuck tames himself a bunch of macrogar.
That would be epic.
Imagining Chuck swimming through the
Lemuel.
water with a pack of macrogar.
That would be really cool, actually. Lemuel,
Yes.
what do you want to do now?
I'll let the dice
While
do my
Chuck's doing
talking.
this gathering.
22 on attack roll.
That's going to be a solid hit. One of the damaged ones or a healthy
Oh
one?
yeah, let's go for one of the damaged ones this time.
Okay,
Another 6 damage.
that's gonna kill it. So now there's 2 dead macrogar floating in the water, and 10 frantically circling around your standing board. It's now really hard to stand on, so I'm gonna need a nimbleness check to stay on board.
Do you really?
Don't
Are you
fall in
sure?
the water. Those
Wants
things
a
are so.
nimbleness check.
Ooh!
What the hell? Reroll. It's broken.
Oh no!
We may have 2 character deaths this evening.
Maybe. Yeah, with a nat 1, they just you almost get your footing. It's one of those, like cartoony things where they're about to fall off a ledge and they just wave their arms around and frantically. You stand back solidly on the standing board.
Mm-hmm.
Enough time to go, whew. And right as you do that, one of them just swims straight up from the bottom and just rams the bottom of it, and it flips it over. You're now in the water, surrounded by 10 Macrogar,
I see.
who are very, very agitated and aggressive.
I see.
It takes them a second to notice you are in the water and sort of orient themselves to you, which gives you a chance to do something. What would you like
I'm
to
gonna
do?
try to get back up on that there board.
Okay. Let's do another nimbleness check.
You sure about that? You sure you don't?
Unless you'd like to argue for something else.
No. That's a 14. God, no, I rolled
okay.
2 ones. It's 4.
Yeah, you managed to get mostly onto the board, but it's not quite enough to get all the way on. So one of these is going to come bite at your foot. I am going to do an attack roll for this one, and you are aware that they're there and probably coming for your foot. So I'll let you do a defense roll on this. I'm going to say you can do dodge or absorb, but probably not deflect, because I don't think there's really a way to deflect this with your foot.
I'll dodge.
Are you sure?
If I choose absorb, does that give me a +5?
No, but choosing dodge gives the fish a +5.
Oh, then yeah, I'll take absorb then.
Okay. Let's do this. And oh no.
It's okay. You're just gonna roll another 1, Raven. I'm not super worried about it. Your roll's been garbage tonight. Never,
And then Lemuel lost a foot.
never challenged the DM.
So yeah, it gets a good solid bite on your foot. And you take 8 damage. Good news is you're on the board now.
Do I still see that fucker?
Sure, it's still circling
Yeah,
on the
no,
board.
I'm gonna wreck it.
Lemuel's Ralph now.
23.
Nice. Yeah, that's just gonna straight up hit. Go ahead and roll damage.
5.
5.
I'm not
so
letting
now
this
you've
thing
got
swim away
2.
with my toes. Fuck that.
Yeah, you've got 2 half-dead Macrogar in this group of what? 9 now? Was it
10.
that are left? Still 10? Okay. And yeah, whether or not you lose your foot, totally up to you. Mechanically, you just lose the 8 health.
Okay.
Chuck.
Hi.
Lemuel looks like he's having a hard time.
Great. I'm going to use my proficiency in what is it? My proficiency in single attack range for spearfishing. I have
Okay.
a spear. Fish. Launch.
Okay. You're gonna throw it.
Come on, let's see that natural 1.
Yep.
So that's gonna be a ranged attack with plus your spearfishing proficiency.
Yep.
Added into it as well.
Oh, my fishing proficiency as well as my range attack proficiency.
Yep. Because this is spearfishing technically. Don't roll a 1.
Spear.
Give me the death that I deserve. Let my last words be dumbass.
12.
12.
I'm gonna roll that 1d6.
Okay.
Or should I wait until Raven rolls? See if I'll.
Wait. Yeah. Wait until I roll.
Yeah. Ha!
Yeah. No. Don't roll the d6. You get one. Do you want to hit the one that's one of the 2 that are
Yes.
damaged, or
Yes, I
a
would.
fresh one? All right. Roll your damage.
What would my damage be for one of those spears?
I think they were 1d2.
Yeah.
Plus physical.
1d2 plus physical. 7.
Okay. Not too shabby.
Oh shoot! I think
you're
no,
going
wait,
for one of
wait,
the
wait,
damaged
wait,
one, right?
wait. Okay, it already added my. Sorry, I added a bonus to that. Sorry, let me re-roll that because it was adding my physical anyway. I didn't realize I didn't have to do the +3 because it
Okay.
already adds it together.
No worries.
Sorry.
Uh,
There, 5.
Nice. And were you going for the damaged one or the healthy
The
one? I can't
damaged one.
remember. Okay, you kill
because
it.
it's not so much of if you damage a bunch of them, they'll all keep attacking. If you start killing them, that's when they back off.
Fair point. Yeah, so now there's 3 dead Macrogar floating in the water, one of them with a spear sticking out of it.
That's a quarter of their population.
It is. With that, one of them grabs the spear and starts coming down towards the kelp forest, dragging the corpse with it.
Brutal.
And with that, that leaves what, 9?
8.
8.
Yeah, if one of them swimming away.
Yes, thank you. So 8. 5 of them leave with it, leaving 3 circling your board still. But it's not enough to make it unstable, so you don't have to make rolls to stay on board.
Oh, that's cool. I'm still gonna keep wrecking their shit.
Alright, Chuck, what are you gonna do?
Chuck still has 2 more
You
spears.
Okay. Chuck him over there.
Gonna chuck another one over there.
Okay. Let's see here. I'm gonna say you miss with your thrown spear, and then Lemuel, you do manage to stab another one.
Yeah. 7 damage.
But you're pretty much out of danger at this point. For the most part, it's just gonna be a matter of killing these things. So I'm gonna say between the 2 of you, you kill the other 3. So you've got 1, 2. You've got 5 dead Macrogar here.
Right. That means a whole bunch of Macrogar teeth and a bunch of bones, which are very useful.
It does indeed.
Guts for bait, and all this meat.
Yep. Gonna breathe
think-
deeply once we kill them all and go, yep. And
Basically,
That
get
went
them
as
all
best
loaded
planned.
up and onto the board, and they go back over to the pile of metal and load that up, and now they're heading back towards the dumps so we can stop Lemuel from losing his foot.
Okay.
By the
Fantastic.
way, Lemuel, damn, that was badass.
thank you. It went about as well as I planned.
You plan to lose your foot?
A pinky toe is really a negligible loss. I
Isn't
got
that
2.
like a major source of balance, though? Like you
Not
need it
when
as
you're
much as your
swimming
inner
all the
ear?
goddamn time.
Yeah, I suppose. Wonder how good they did with their stuff.
I'm sure they're all safe and sound. The
Yep.
dumbasses.
I know. I wanted to make sure those 2 especially stayed in the shallows. They're great guys, but I don't think they're as good at taking care of themselves as you and I.
Probably not.
Oh no. With that, we're gonna pan over to Lyle.
I am in the cage with the duck, just floating there. Swimming with the duck.
Okay. Well,
I'm wherever.
hold on. Okay, yeah, you're good. The 2 Kraken Viper are too preoccupied with each other to come looking for you.
Thank goodness.
Do you get the boogie board Or do you just say screw it and head straight back to the tub?
Unless the boogie board just comes floating my way and it's easy to grab, no, I am just hauling as much butt as possible.
Okay. Okay, then you make it back to the tub. Alone. Hurting, probably bruised. A good bit from that swipe. With knowledge of your fallen comrade.
Yeah, I'm gonna find the support duck ASAP, bring it into the tub, and just try and get my composure before my friends get back.
Okay. You're probably in the tub for a little while before Chuck and Lynn will come back. But now all three of you are back together. What do you do?
You all entered the tub just seeing me there, petting the duck, like sobbing, like into the feathers.
Hey Lyle, how'd it go with Dylan?
It went about as bad as you possibly think it could go there. Okay.
So you guys didn't go and climb in the seaweed.
No.
Well, you guys know about the bobbit leeches.
What cardinal direction did we go in, Raven?
If the facing the cryopod back is north, you went east. And Chuck and Lemuel went west.
We just went east and a little further than the shallows, just to get a peek at things, and we saw these amazing trees, and oh my god, and then something bigger than anything I've ever seen in my life. It was a giant serpent. It had teeth, tentacles, and then it started chasing. Dylan.
Okay.
I tried to help a little bit,
Leland?
and then hold on, and then another one came in. It was even bigger, and it started attacking the one, and he was crushed. Dylan was swept under and was crushed between the two. I was hit with the tail, and I'm sorry. I tried to help him, and I couldn't do anything. Did you bring back any food? I'm starving.
Wow.
Did you
Put your shit together. You did good.
Did you find anything
Yeah.
aside from beautiful trees and fairy and macro predators?
I mean,
Okay.
they were huge. We didn't find anything.
Did they try to attack you before you got into that area, or was it after they saw you in that area?
We were just checking it out. Dylan swam down a bit, a few meters,
Okay.
and then it just came up, and then
How big?
A couple of soccer fields. I don't know. It was the size of a building. It was huge. I didn't get a huge good look at it, but
No,
it was
that's
insane in length.
Lyle. Breathe. Pet the
Trying.
duck. Breathe as you pet
Quackers.
the duck.
I'm glad we didn't
Quackers
take you with us,
is there
Quackers.
for you.
Uh,
Love on Quackers.
I lost the boogie board.
You know
No.
what? That's okay. I'm pretty sure Lemuel and I have figured out the titanium problem and a lot of other shit problem. We're gonna go and tame the shark guards.
That's an awful idea.
Can
It's
I?
an awesome idea. They're basically dogs, like in a previous form, like what our ancestors did with wolves.
No, I think we just raid their shit and take the metal.
Okay, well, why? Well,
Yeah,
we
but,
just lost. We just lost Dylan. Why? You're just back to business. It is, I guess. We can't just take a moment.
We will take a moment tonight where we all say something nice about Dylan.
We have to get water. We have no
Yep.
water. And
Yep, which means that. Okay.
Actually, as Lyle is making
Ah.
that suggestion, Lemuel's gonna kind of crouch down and look at Lyle petting the duck and go, "All right, now's your moment. What do you want to say?" He's listening.
The duck?
Dylan.
Oh, sorry, I laughed. My character didn't laugh. That was me. I'm not having a good poker face. Oh, Dylan. I tried to attack that thing, man. I really did, but I was too scared, and that's the story of my life. All right. I'm sorry I couldn't help you. All right. Rest in peace, buddy.
You feel better?
You'll get your vacation in the paradise.
Feel better now?
So sad.
Yeah.
But you're still hungry though, right?
Oh yeah, my stomach is killing me. I'm also. I'm seeing so much water around yet, and my mouth is so dry.
So why don't we fix? We can't fix the Dylan issue, but we can fix those.
We can't just like boil some of this water that we've got out here and
We
drink
don't
it?
have enough of a heat source right now.
Oh.
So, all right. Lyle, you were half decent with like medical shit, right? You're a barber. You would know how to patch up like what you're muted.
Sorry, story of my life as well. No, I was considering throwing points into and making a barber surgeon. Like I was joking about it, but once we level up, I will be. But until then, it's a +2. I've patched up myself after nipping my fingers.
You know what? That's
Any band-aids?
you know what? That's better than me, who tends to throw up when I look at like large wounds. So I'm gonna need you
Okay.
to help Lemuel with his foot for right now.
Okay. All right.
You can do that, and then Lemuel can show you how to gut a fish.
Okay. All right.
I'm gonna
Alright,
try
well-
and find some silver.
Well, so what I'm gonna need you to do is take that there knife and get it real hot. We're gonna
Okay.
take care of this the old-fashioned way.
Okay. How are we gonna do that?
Chuck's leaving with the boogie board to go and scoot around the shallows to look for various things.
Do we have any way to make a fire or something?
Oh, we'll just stick it in the fabricator.
Oh, okay. That works.
I mean, that's what I did last time.
Oh, okay.
And I'm gonna cauterize the nubbin of the pinky toe.
All right, I cautiously make my way over. I setting Quackers down beforehand, and asking, look down the Quackers and say, "Back up, buddy. I don't want any anything hot splashing on you. Okay, okay, all right. How do I open this thing up? Okay.
The duck's, just going.
Hey,
I'm gonna stick the metal in. And try not to burn myself.
Okay. Yeah. Let's do a medicine check from Lyle.
Alrighty. A 9. You are burned.
Yeah,
Oh.
it's we're gonna say like a partial success on that. You cauterize the nubbin, so it doesn't get infected or anything like that. But it also doesn't heal Lemuel at all. So Lemuel doesn't get any hit points back. But he's not gonna it's not gonna get gangrenous or anything
Oh,
like that.
well, there we go. Half win.
All right, Lyle, I need you to figure out which direction the current's going.
Okay. I guess.
I need to be right back. So talks amongst yourselves with what you'd like to do, and I will be right
So
back.
how do I figure that out? Do we have a compass around here?
Well, you got scissors and hair, right?
I mean, yeah, I guess.
Why don't
yeah.
you drop some hair in the water and see which direction it floats?
Okay, yeah, in the back of the ship's north. Okay. Okay. All right. Got it. Go and drop it out, and then once I find that out, I'll.
Just imagining this current trail of human hair that slowly goes around the planet.
Well,
All Right. So now we
Okay.
know which direction the current's going.
Yeah, insert cardinal direction here. Yeah, it's headed that way.
And we got some silicone, and we got a lot of fucking real pointy, sharp teeth. We're gonna make us a net. Here's what you and me are gonna do. We're gonna sit here, and we're not gonna talk,
Uh-oh.
and we're gonna pull teeth out of these little fucking bastards' mouth.
Okay, can I? When does the not talking thing start?
Not talking things started about 20 seconds ago.
Oh,
Right now, we're both losing.
Okay, yeah. All right.
And yeah, unless there's anything that you want to do, Limula's just going to sit there and start gutting and pulling the teeth out of the fish and making a nice little pile.
This is disgusting. Oh, sorry.
What?
You're sorry.
Mm-hmm. Go ahead. You already talked.
I just I need to fix your hair later. It's a little
Yeah, it's a hot mess. It's
yeah,
really
I
garbage.
tried fixing it last time, but then all that stuff happened anyway.
Yeah.
Sorry.
So,
All right.
I just watch Chuck go like paddling by, like laying face down on the board, so like their face is like just off the end of the board as they're using their arms to like push themselves around so they can just stare down into the water to
they're
look
going
for
to be the
things.
next one that gets eaten.
Wonder if we should wake someone else up at some point. Maybe it might be a good idea since we lost someone.
Well,
I am back.
let's let them enjoy one last night of not needing food and drink, and then we can.
Oh yeah, that's a good idea. This is pretty much the worst. If I could go back in there, I would.
Me and Lyle are pulling the teeth off. We dropped some hair in the water to figure out the direction of the current, and we're pulling some teeth out of the gar and getting them ready to eat.
Okay. Mechanics wise, each macrogar is going to count for 4 other fish. I think is how it's listed on the character sheet.
Okay.
Yeah. Which each one other fish gives you 1d8 units of food, but has a 1 to 10 chance of getting sick.
Okay. So with 5, that gives us 20 total.
Yeah.
Okay, so we can do what, like 6, 6, 6, and then 2 in the leftover pot. Assuming that our other 2 crewmates took care of their own food for the day.
Yeah, we'll assume that they did.
Okay. And how many gar teeth did we get?
I'm gonna say each one has. Oh, hey! Thanks so much for that raid.
Whoa, big raid! Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Raiders,
Thank you so much.
welcome to watching us survive
Hello.
in the deep blue sea.
We're gutting.
Yeah.
We had our first character death.
Yeah.
Yep. We just lost poor Dylan to getting crushed between 2 giant kraken vipers.
Kraken vipers. Yes, that's what they're called.
Yep. They're about as terrifying as you would expect from that name.
Squiddy McGee.
Yeah, our survivors are on an alien planet that's mostly ocean, and they're desperately trying to survive. And they're cleaning up some fish that they've managed to barely survive right now. Thank you so much for that raid. How was your stream? I hope it was great. I'll keep an eye on chat as we continue going so I can find out how your stream was. So each macro gar that you killed probably would have like usable teeth for materials. Probably about a d8 per. So let's do roll. You had 5 of them, so 5d8.
Excellent.
You got 19 macrogar teeth that are usable
Nice.
out of all those.
I'm gonna add that to our group stuff.
Great. Now, Lau, you're better with materials than I am. Do we need the silicone rubber for anything at the moment?
I don't. I have you seen the fence that we're keeping the duck in? It's pretty shabby. I mean, I would say that's pretty much one of my
I mean,
skills.
that or we make a net and catch food while we don't have to work for it.
Yeah, I mean, I'm down for trying. I don't know. I have no confidence in myself, I guess.
I can also help you with Boris's stats here since Econorlax isn't here tonight.
Awesome. Boris, can you fashion us a net? Maybe we'll tie it. If you can, I don't quite know exactly how this thing works, but if you could find some way to stick these teeth in it and get something hung up, that'd be real nice.
Okay, so you want to make a sort of a makeshift net with these teeth as sort of like barbs or spikes, so that if they get stuck in the net, they eventually get impaled.
Yeah. And we can check it every morning.
Okay.
That's kind of a passive food source for us.
That's cool. I would also like to
Sure.
like crab trap type thing too at some point.
Oh hell
It's
yeah!
also, good.
Get us some good shrimp. Are we talking seafood now, Golf Boy?
Yes, who knows how to make those traps?
Who does? Chuck?
That's how to make those.
Yeah. Basic traps. I think there's
Because
enough.
I also
just-
took the what was it called? Outdoorsy. Combine that with
Right.
my naturalist score and
Thanks for the
my
follow.
trade
There's-
fishing.
There is a lot of overlap in our character sheets. I've got outdoorsy too.
Oh, gee.
I love that.
No
that
wonder
the group
that
was-
these two are actually getting
That's-
along until like they're apart, and then they're like, "Oh, that I don't like that guy," and as soon as they're together, they're just like, "Okay, let's do this."
I
We
love that the
work
two,
well together.
the two very inept characters went off
was that?
together, and then of
That's
course one of
why
them
I
got
told
eaten.
you to stay in the shallow.
Well, we wanted to go at least check those trees out. We didn't know the trees were gonna have some crazy giant. I don't even, obviously Raven didn't even know it was gonna be there because it was random, and then it
Yeah.
fell up and ate us.
For those that just joined, so there was a 20% chance of a random encounter when the two went off on their own. That hit, and then there was a 10% chance that it would be the apex predator of the ocean, essentially. And then that hit. So it was a very small chance of running into those, and they got it.
We're so lucky.
And
So lucky.
um,
So yeah, as far as traps go, you could probably figure something like that out if you want to try to work with the fabricator on that. You could probably get the metal to get fabricated correctly to put together these traps for you. I think the bone net is probably going to be something you can just crudely craft on your own. So I'm going to have Boris help you here.
okay.
What's a basic
Chris,
compartment?
mechanical engineering. Go. That is a base section, so it's something that you can craft as a shelter, which is basically a little tunnel.
God.
It's a small hallway, essentially. Okay, so the 15, yeah, you managed to get a decent sort of net trap made that you're able to set up with all these small fish in the area. It should be pretty decent passive fishing. Let's say that it'll generate. Well, how many of the teeth did you want to use, and how big do you want this to be?
I was thinking about a 6x6.
We did.
Okay.
We needed enameled glass specifically for something that Jay wanted to make, right? So we do need to save, some of these.
The observatory.
Yeah, I want to save some of these teeth for sure to help make some glass, enameled glass.
Okay.
So I don't know. How much were you suggesting again? Sorry.
I was just saying I was gonna make the net about 6 by 6.
Okay. Yeah, I know that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's say that out of the 19 teeth you have, you spend 10 on this.
Okay.
And these, because of the way that you're making it, they would be reusable if you needed to salvage them later.
Mm.
Cool.
And it'll generate, let's say, 1d6 small fish per day.
That's amazing.
Cool.
So that's 1d6 edible fish, which is, for a reminder, 1d4 food units, and only a 1 on a d20 per sick chance.
Cool.
Zan, could you edit the group inventory sheet on and take out what we just spent? Because I'm not.
Yeah, certainly can.
Thank you.
No problem.
And I'm assuming you just made Quacker's little pin a little bit smaller to scavenge some of the net from that.
Poor quackers.
Well,
Already
we
shrinking.
did have one silicone rubber. I was gonna use that.
Oh. Yeah, that works.
Or if I don't know how much silicone rubber would translate, how much one silicone rubber would translate into net length.
We'll say that works for 6 by 6.
Okay.
Not too fussed about specifics on that.
And just for flavor's sake, there's like some small metal scraps on the bottom of the net to make sure it stays weighted down.
Sure.
They just float.
You can fashion some. You've actually got some lead in your inventory, I believe, so you could fashion some lead weights with that.
Sure.
Some.
We're there anyway. We'll
Just 1 unit would be enough to make sturdy, heavy, like fishing weights to put at the end of that.
And I'm gonna throw some of the guts from our cleaning the fish into the water in a direction that will put it moving past the net.
Okay. We'll say that gets you an extra 2 fish every time you use bait like that.
Okay. Cool. It was fun. See, when the quiet nights, you can talk now.
Yeah. Oh, cool. Yeah. Man, I don't think we should ever go. Wait, what was it? East that we went? That was that we were eating in east, right?
Yeah, you went
Yeah,
east.
I don't think we should ever go east again. After seeing that, to be completely honest, I don't think it's worth it.
Well, we're gonna need some water sooner rather than later. So,
Yeah.
let's hope fresh water ain't there.
I hope it rains soon. Maybe we need to get those. We need to get something to catch water when it does rain.
We got metal sheets. We can make us a kind of an incline, catch the runoff at the bottom.
Be a good idea. I seriously want to flood the bottom of this thing with a pond or something so we can just have a freshwater setup. I don't know. Maybe we can. I don't know.
Well, I'm gonna be honest with you. I know you don't want to hear this.
It's not just because of the duck, okay? I think the
No.
pond would be a good idea. We could put fish in there.
Well,
Uh,
I saw you shit yourself when we landed.
well, it was a little bit. Just like,
That still has not been cleaned up. If we flood the inside of it, that's not drinking water. That's sewage.
well, we need to clean it up then.
Well,
I wonder if this thing could make them
Would you all like a suggestion?
Sure.
By the way, Chuck is still out there in the shallows on the boogie board. Sorry, on the board, with like laying on their belly, face over the tip to look down into the water, and just like paddling with their hands slowly, looking for what was it? We were still needing silver and salt.
we need water like a mofo.
Okay.
And I'm looking for both silver and salt, which we both need for water.
So I think you've probably spent about 6 hours of your day here. So you've got probably another probably about another 8 of usable hours of the day before you are gonna desperately need sleep.
Okay, so
So, with the way the resource gathering is going to work, you can do 4 random resources per in-game hour, or 1 specific resource per in-game hour. Which would you like to do?
I can focus on trying to find the stuff to make bleach. So salt deposits and coral samples, and that's the best way to get water, right?
yep. And Lyle,
For now.
please do not step in the seaweed.
Okay, yeah, you got it. I
Thank
honestly.
you very much, Lyle. And please stay in the shallows, Lyle.
Okay, yeah, you got it.
Good, Lyle.
Listen, it was Dylan's idea to go out there.
If I reinforced you, maybe you'll listen. I give you positive reinforcement. Maybe you'll listen to me. You're muted.
You're muted.
Stupid camera. I don't know what I'm doing. I give up. I keep muting myself when I think I'm not muting myself. Whatever. Anyway, no, I'm just like, yeah. You don't have to worry about that. I just watched this. I just watched Dylan get crushed, and I'm feeling pretty bad myself. I think my ribs might be bruised. I don't know.
Just take it very
Just watch the
easy.
chat.
Okay?
Yeah, you don't have to tell me.
I kind of feel like I do.
Well, not anymore. You didn't just watch someone get crushed.
That's because I went exactly where I knew I was going and what I was dealing with.
Well, we're not.
We
gonna
only
survive
lost
on
a
this planet.
pinky.
We're
You
not going to
lost
survive
Dylan.
on this planet if we don't. We're not going to survive on this planet if we don't explore. I'm just saying. So.
Lyle,
Yeah.
you are the last person who should be exploring this planet.
I have a pretty good eye for things.
You are a barber
Yeah, and
who shat
No.
himself.
listen, I don't know. There's just something. I get a hunch about things, and I'm
Okay,
pretty
good. You know
pretty
what?
good judge
You know
of
what?
character.
Lyle,
Like if I see a
Lyle,
fish and it's got a
Lyle,
certain look about
shut
it,
up
I
for a
can tell
second,
if it's
Lyle.
good or not, right?
Lyle.
Yes, you don't have to yell.
I'm not yelling, Lyle. Trust me, I'm not yelling. If you get a hunch about something, maybe instead of taking somebody like Dylan with you, you come and find me, or Boris, or
Or roll gut feeling like I should have before we went out into the water.
Lemuel. Sorry, I keep fucking catching up on your name.
I will
That's cool.
remove all instances of my real name from chat. So you don't
Every
see.
time I see it on Zoom, I'm just like, it's Leland. It's not Leland.
No more to
I
leave.
just assumed you didn't think that it would be a good idea for Lemuel to go with Lyle.
Well, if Lemuel
No,
dies,
you know
we
what?
can come back
And
as
then
Leland.
a little bit. Come and find Boris or I first. If you can't find Boris or I, go find Lemuel to go
Got
with.
it. Okay.
Okay?
Yeah. Let's go before we
Yep.
die of dehydration
I'm working on it.
Okay.
during this lecture
So-
that you're giving me.
Lyle?
I have questions for you. Yes, Patrick, to answer your question from Zoom, yes. So, are you specifically looking for specific resources, or are you going for the random resources?
Chuck is going to be specifically looking for silver.
Okay.
Because we've got a
You
lot
find
enough
a s-
titanium now that really we need the silver.
There is silver in this area, so you can find 1 silver per hour if you would like.
I'm going to spend
You've got about, I think I said 5 hours to work with.
you said 8 hours.
Or 8
So
hours,
I'm
sorry.
going to spend 5 hours looking specifically for silver. And then
Okay.
I'm going to spend 2 hours on random resources.
Okay, go ahead and do 8 random resource rolls.
Let me just add to our group inventory all of the the macrocar teeth and the sheet metals I had.
Okay. And then Lyle, what are you doing?
Lyle is specifically. Well, I'm kind of. So how many hours of search time did you say I had to spare?
You'll have about 8 hours of usable time in the day left.
Okay, I would like to spend 4 of them finding coral and the other 4 finding salt deposits.
Okay. So you get 4 of each. That's enough to make 4 bottles of bleach, which is enough to make 8 purified water bottles.
Excellent. So I'm gonna go ahead and just put 8 purified water bottles in the group in the inventory. Is that okay?
Yeah, that
All right,
works.
we'll just
Um,
say that they're there later.
and I had a quick suggestion for y'all too. So the fabricator, like we said, it's a bit like a 3D printer. So it's got pre-made things and blueprints that you can learn that are pre-constructed, but you can also try to build your own. They're just going to be very crude and not the most efficient use of materials.
Oh shit!
But you could, but you could potentially build something like a barrel, or a pot, or a simple distillery, things like that, with not a huge amount of technical engineering skill.
Quartz.
Just as a reminder.
2 blueprints.
2 blueprints. You can take 2 blueprints, or you can take 2 specific resources
I am
that are found in this
gonna
area.
take 2 more silver.
Okay.
I'm just writing this down on my sticky notes. So that was another quartz. So I know how many to calculate at the end. Sorry.
All right. So one more search for this hour.
And then
Getting
I'm
all the
gonna get
luck.
another 2 silver.
Nice. Okay.
Because this is what we needed the most.
Racking
was
up the
fucking
silver. Yeah, you got to make the wires for the
Alright,
desalinizers.
so, and I gotta do another 4 for the next hour. Copper.
Copper. I will say, remember, you do have to power these desalinizers. So finding
Brain coral sample.
things to build a power
Metal salvage.
power source would be good. That's worth 4 titanium.
So that's a copper, a brain coral sample, metal salvage, and quartz. And then, then Chuck's heading back to the tub.
All right.
Just calculate
Um,
Sorry, I'm just gonna.
During those 8 hours, what's Lemuel doing?
I'm going to spend the first 4 hours just searching around for general shit. And then after that, I'm gonna switch to looking for specific things. So for the first hour,
Let's do 4.
yeah, I'm trying to find that. Here we go.
I'm just gonna type something. So hour 1, go ahead and do 4.
Hey, exactly what I was looking for.
Nice.
Excellent.
Very nice. Hour 2. And lots of gas pods.
Yeah. I will.
Would you like 2 blueprints
take
or
the 2
specific
blueprints.
resources? All right. In that case, let's roll to see what blueprints you find.
Also, just before I add them,
let's see.
the total I found was 5 silver, 2 quartz, a copper, 4 titanium, and the brain coral. Also,
Nice.
do you guys want me to transfer over the sheet metal into just straight up titanium?
2.
Yeah.
And it's
Yeah.
4 titanium per sheet metal, right, Raven?
Yes. So you learn the blueprint for polyaniline or polyaniline,
Okay.
and let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Ooh, that's a good section to learn stuff from. 20. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Lost my count here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21 blueprints left to learn out of this. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. You learn how to make narrow beds. So twin-sized beds.
Hey. Not that great, but it's definitely a thing.
So that was the narrow bed, and what was the first one I said?
It was a weird medical word.
Oh, polyaniline.
Yeah.
Cool. I'm just putting that onto Jay's character sheet as well.
Cool.
Since they're not here to do it yet. Today. Excuse me.
And
What's the weird word again?
polyaniline.
Polyaniline.
And that is a.
It's under advanced materials.
Got it. Thank you.
Okay, so hour 3.
With the ray. More shrooms.
Nice.
More shrooms. Some copper and some quartz. Final hour.
Hour 4.
Coral tube, gas pod, lead, and the blueprint. Let's take that blueprint.
Alright, I've gotten
Alright.
all my stuff has been deposited now.
Under section 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's going to be deployables. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You learn how to make a grav sphere.
Grass sphere?
Grav
Oh, grass sphere. Okay, cool.
So it basically is something that it's like what are those things called that you have in the pool that like put stuff into a filter?
A vacuum?
It's kind of like that. It's got a specific word for it, but it basically, yeah, it sucks stuff in towards it. So it could potentially be used to get fish or any type of small waterborne object.
Nice. That's going to help us with food. Would a battery be usable for the desalinizer?
Don't we have solar panels we can make?
You can make solar panels, yeah. A battery is probably not going to be enough for a desalinizer, but you could probably use a power cell,
Okay.
which is
Do we know the power
a couple
cell?
of batteries. That's a good question. No, you don't know how to make power cells yet.
Figure as much. Okay. That's fine.
But I do believe you start with solar panels.
Where are solar
Um,
panels? They're not as electronics, are they?
No.
No, they're under exterior modules because that's a base
Oh, okay.
component.
Yes, okay. Awesome then. So if we could use those, we're solid on titanium and doing real nice on quartz. I'm digging this random roll. Let's just let's keep it going. Dice are favoring me.
Okay, so this is hour 5.
Hour 5, yeah.
Could someone clarify to me which blueprints we've gotten so far?
The narrow bed, the polyaniline, and then what was the one you just got?
Gravisphere.
My brain, grab sphere.
Gravisphere, yeah.
Where are which section is
My
that
brain
in?
is having a hard time holding on to stuff. Deployables.
Sorry, I just want to make sure because I like this. I'm just trying to help
No, no, you're good.
polyaniline is what we also got?
Yep.
Okay, and narrow bed and
Gravisphere.
Grab sphere. Which is kind of like an electric version of the net you just built,
Damn it!
but it can do other cool stuff.
Okay, it doesn't look difficult.
More shrooms. Hell yeah. Coral. Lead. Quartz.
Lead, quartz is something you need for solar panels, so
Yeah.
that's important.
Zan,
Yeah,
I
what's
think
up?
we can make a. I think we can make a grass already. If
Oh,
have
we
enough-
can
have
make
enough copper. Yeah, because we can make a battery pretty easily, and then it just needs a battery, copper wire, and 2 titanium. I feel like we can already make a grav sphere.
Excellent. I'll spend my 8th hour doing that. We got everything that we need for that.
Yeah, I was saving an hour as well.
Yeah,
for,
it looks like a battery
buildings
takes
and
2
stuff.
caustic shrooms and 1 copper, right?
Mhm.
How much copper do we have total?
I have found.
Before you drop your stuff in there, we had 4 copper.
I found 2 additional copper.
All right.
All
Drop them
right.
on in there.
Okay, so a battery takes 1 copper and 2 caustic shrooms, so we just need 1 battery, and then we need.
Do we need the grav spear right now, or do we need to get the
Collect
desalinator
fit.
and the solar panels up and running
Oh yeah,
first?
yeah. Well, yeah, we'll definitely.
How
need to
about
get-
we focus on what we need right now
Well,
and
the
not
grav
what
sphere.
we want for the future?
No, the grav sphere collects fish though. It
Yes.
collects
So
food.
is
But
the
we have
net
a
that I
lot
just
of
made.
food. We have a
I made-
lot of food right now.
I made a net.
Water. Yes. Lemuel, you did a great job. Congratulations.
Okay. Hour 6, searching for shit.
I
Silver,
mean, and
salt.
kind of it-
okay.
On that same note, though, bleach is easy to get, and I mean, water was easy
We
to make.
want-
Like so.
Trust me, drinking bleach long term is not good for us.
All right. Hour 7.
Hour 7.
You got salt deposits. That's good.
Yeah.
Make some more water. Realistically, yes, that would probably not be the best route, but mechanically in the game, it won't hurt you.
And you
And
said,
then,
Adding
Alex,
flavor.
you said you were gonna use the thing for the last hour.
Yeah, I was going to use the fabricator because I'm pretty sure we can at least build 3 desalinators now.
All right. Well, then I'll
And
let you do that.
Possibly,
And
I'm going to see how many, what I need exactly for the solar panels.
well, then I'm gonna let you do that, and I'm gonna search again. Oh shit.
Okay.
Sorry.
Sorry.
you're good. Just do 3 more.
Lead, salvage,
Lead,
metal,
caustic
shrooms.
shrooms,
And
salvage core sample.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm going to put out.
All right, cool.
I'm not going to use up all of our quartz. I'm going to use up 6 of our quartz and 6 of our titanium and put each 3 solar panels up on the top of the tub.
Okay.
Right now,
Okay.
we can move
That'll
them
be
as
enough.
we need to. But
Yeah,
as well as I'm
that'll
going to
be
build
enough.
at least 3 desalinators.
Okay, so 1 solar panel should power 2 desalinators
Great. That
reliably.
means we have lots of extra energy for other things.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Tell you what. After that, I'm hungry. I'm gonna go
Oh.
back to the ship, and I'm gonna have me a fish.
All right.
So,
Yeah,
Chuck's gonna set those up on top and have the desalinators. Just gotta calculate how much I need to spend out of all of our stuff.
all right. So Lemuel, that's
The might roll.
a might roll to not get sick, and I believe you get advantage on
I
that
do.
because of your,
Do I need advantage with the 23?
livery steel. No, you're
All
good. Yeah, it basically
Oh.
you still feel a little queasy, but you don't get legit sick.
Cool.
Where's the desalinator?
It should be under base components,
Base
I
pieces, there we go.
believe.
All right. So how many other?
And
fish
you're
are left?
basically going to need to build those into the cryopod section.
Okay.
Oh, we went with 6 fish each, and then 2 in like a communal pot if we needed more fish.
Okay.
Got it. Okay.
And I can have the solar power panels basically hooked up into the
To the-
desalinator area.
And we each get 2
Yep.
Okay.
purified.
Yeah, 2 purified water each because of what you did with making bleach.
Or 60 desalinators.
And the The fish that you got from the macrogar are the other fish in the on the character sheet, rather than edible fish.
Oh my god, right.
Another might roll.
All right, what do I roll to resist?
It's going to be might. Lemuel, you're fine. I mean, you're not fine, but you're not sick.
Yeah, just good bleachy fish.
Nat 20, 22 to resist.
I'm gonna with a nat 20, and given how much Lyle's been through today, I'm just gonna say you automatically succeed at the rest of your might rolls to not get sick off of this food.
All right, cool. Thank you. I'm gonna, because I need it. And how many? What's the target? Oh Lord! Oh, thank goodness! I'm glad you did that. My target food. What's my target food number and my target water number again?
12 on each.
12 on each. Thank you. I'm almost out at food already, though. Thanks to that rancid.
Is there
I
a
just ate. Oh my
place,
Lord!
Raven, we could have for marking down what
you did that. Damn.
buildings and tower supplies that we've built?
Yes. I'm actually gonna use that on the map here.
I don't see a map anywhere.
I still need water.
It's basically haven't really done anything with it yet, so it's still blank. So let me do this here. We're gonna make purple here. The cryopod section, and we're just gonna
I'm still seeing blank.
top left on roll 20 on the map. You may have to zoom out.
Oh, there
No,
we
there,
go.
there it is now.
And then your door is basically right here. And then your tub is kind of right here. I'll just label this. Alright, I got it for the cryopod section.
Oh, well,
Good.
right.
There you go. Now they're labeled. Okay. So that kind of gives you an indication of what you're looking at there.
Okay. So what color or symbol do you want to use for solar panels? Yellow?
Sure. You can just put them wherever you want on there. That works.
All right, I have a question.
Just-
What do we need to do about our shortage of? We're still short on water. I'm at 7 water.
Yeah, I'm low on water too.
Sad state of affairs. There goes my HP.
I was gonna say I would probably have it be give the most water to those who are already down on the track.
Okay.
If it's not
Which is all of
you.
us.
Okay.
Yeah.
Except
I've
for the
used
guy
both,
coming out of cryo.
I've used both of my water already. So.
Yeah, so have I.
Is everyone okay?
Same.
Oh well, hold on. 2 of those waters were for Dylan, and Dylan's dead. So we've got 2 waters up for grabs. Does everyone short on water basically?
Yeah.
Cool. Roll a d20 and then
Well,
whoever rolls
who's
the
got the highest count so far? I got
I
8
have-
water.
I have a 7.
Well, I haven't drank it anything yet.
Okay.
So let me
Yeah,
just,
let's
so
let you do
said
your
I-
stuff first, and then we'll figure it out.
Yeah, let me eat some food and drink some water because I have not done either of those things yet today.
Also, if mechanically speaking, it's smarter to not drink water and then put it towards the next day, which I would say you could role play out as rationing your water.
And you were saying there was extra, there was 2 bottles given to each person
Yeah.
of distilled?
Purified, wasn't it?
Purified water. You don't have a distillery yet. Okay.
Oh.
I still have
not
my
getting
four.
sick
I
yet.
still have my four fish from the other
Oh,
time.
The
I'm eating
edible.
the edible fish first.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
All right, can we?
10,
What
you're
what,
two
what
away.
was the other ones? Was large predatory fish?
Other fish.
Oh, no,
Other
it's other fish.
Okay, I'll take one of those and see.
Oh
Well-
no, that's the 2 points of food that you need, but roll might to see if you get sick.
Yep.
Oof. So yeah, you're
Not
You're
on
feeling
the
pretty
tub.
sick.
Chuck does everything they possibly can to like get outside the tub.
Oh, you'll make it. I think you know the drill enough that you're just able to make it.
Into the current. Into the current.
Yeah. You get sick rather than because you all need a little bit of a break here. Rather than losing food and water, you're just gonna take a -1 to your rolls the next day from being ill.
And now I'm gonna try and drink some water.
Okay. Nice. Oh no! Another might roll. You're fine.
All right.
So that's 7.
Yeah.
7
I
water.
got 7 water. What do y'all
All right.
have?
I got 8.
All right.
If I had another water, I could feasibly get up to full water.
Yeah. What about you, Lyle?
I'm at 7 water out of 12. Is that what you were asking me? Sorry, I was reading something.
Yeah. No, I'm just thinking we should give one. Yeah, give one to Lemuel,
All right.
Yeah.
and you and I will just have to take the drop for tomorrow.
Good.
And we still have 1 extra bottle left.
Yep, that'll work. And then we can try and
And
recover from
tomorrow
what's
we'll
happened.
have enough water for 3 people to have enough water all day.
Nice. I'm slaked. Thank y'all.
Nice.
I appreciate that. I probably needed the fluids, after I got my toe bit off.
Exactly.
Yeah, and I kind of sorry I botched the whole carterization thing. I've really never done
He's
that.
not
before.
bleeding. You did good enough.
Yeah.
Hey, but you know what? You hadn't thought about your dead friend in about 20 minutes.
I
Till
wasn't really
now.
I wasn't
Oh.
really friends with Dylan,
Oh.
if I'm being honest, but it was really the
Oh.
traumatic experience of watching him be crushed in between 2 giant sea creatures, I think, is really where my anxiety was coming from. I mean, rest in peace, Dylan. Don't get me wrong. Guy was kind of a dunce, but
He
no.
was good at finding shit.
Yeah, he swam pretty good.
Speaking ill of the dead, he's not even into the large intestines of that animal yet.
He's in the large intestines of some random scavenger fish that came and swept up a little piece of him and went back into a little hole, at least.
Wow. Lyle's not very superstitious, is he?
No.
All right. With that, we're gonna move on to the next day. Is everybody eaten and consumed all the water that they're gonna do and everything?
Lyle's too thirsty and hungry to really have any morals at this point.
All right. It's the next day. All right. I'm not sure what all those little numbers mean just yet, or how to pull up the other
it actually
thing.
looks like it worked.
Okay,
We
cool.
got, because I got 0 on my all rolls, and I got a 25% now on my HP. And my HP is moved
Okay,
over.
cool.
Okay, it looks like it worked.
Since I slept, did my HP go back up from
Fantastic.
at all? Or
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, Pat's wondering about how to reset Hunger and Thirst.
Yeah. So with where's that? Dylan. Oh, I see now. I think this does it. Did that? Are you at 0 penalties now,
That did
Patrick?
my hunger, but not my thirst.
New challenger.
Okay. Okay. Just try it again. Did that work?
It's fine.
Just
I know how many hit points I should have. It's fine.
okay. I'll have to find. I need to get a full list of the commands for this character sheet.
I just had to go and ruin it by dying, so it's really my fault.
Noob.
I know there's a way to do it. I can't recall off the top of my head what the command is for it.
Honestly,
Uh,
Reckon
all you have to
Norlax
do-
needs to produce like an actual like book.
I just saw that he added an addict penalty for Dylan, and Dylan's dead.
Oh, I know.
He programmed it in and everything.
But
Why-
at least
why?
now we have
Oh,
it
really?
programmed
Oh my
in
gosh.
You
You
have to
for-
make another addict.
like for whenever somebody else plays the game too.
Yeah, that's really cool though. All right, so before we wrap it up here, because we are a little over time, we're going to we're gonna have a hissing sound coming in from the cryopod section as one of the cryobeds opens up and out emerges who? Well, what do they look like? What's their name? What's their story? Patrick.
Out emerges a young man, kind of in his. Seems like he's in his lower 20s, younger 20s. I can't think of words right now. Just kind of like scraggly bedhead at this point. I don't know if you get bedhead in a cryo chamber, but he's managed to.
Okay.
I'm just kind of
I can dig it.
kind of merges up like. Huh. Is it my shift? This doesn't look like the kitchen.
Oh boy, buddy.
Yeah. Okay.
Wait,
so
you
there-
can cook?
I mean, I am a cook.
Oh,
Fuck
well,
yes.
well, we have one rule. No one kills quackers here, so don't be thinking of making any duck a l'orange or any crap like that, because quackers is the only thing that keeps us sane around here. So
So yeah, you're
so you don't
so
know what's
funny
going on?
story.
That doesn't look like space.
No, funny story.
Oh, we crashed.
Yeah, we're gonna be here for at least a year.
Yeah, until they come and rescue us.
So, by the way, if you want to go and check out the water, it's pretty safe in the shallows around here. Just do not go into the thick seaweed because that is where the bobbit leeches are.
Oh, and don't go east either because you'll get eaten by the giant.
And don't
sea
go
creature.
past the edge of the cliff towards the big kelp forest there. We're dealing with that situation slowly but surely. We got an understanding.
Right. Is this it?
Well, no, there's a few of us.
No, this is not the planet we were supposed to go to. This is
Also that.
yeah.
I'm at this like
Yep.
loose collection of walls and metal stuck on top.
Well,
of
we
it.
got the tub.
Yeah, we don't have too much left of the ship, or not that we found. Yeah, I don't know. We didn't get much of a training seminar for this sort of event. They kind of just glossed over it with that PowerPoint. I don't know if you remember that, but during orientation, yeah, it was kind of stupid. I feel like we should have did a whole thing about this, but
Huh.
So,
do you want to pet quackers?
What is a quackers?
Oh, quackers is this duck, and then just hand.
We
you
have
it.
duck. We have ducks.
No, you're
Well,
not
no, we
making
have-
duck a l'orange. We have
no.
one duck.
Quackers is a comfort animal.
Yes.
Like comfort.
It stops Lyle from stabbing all of us in our sleep.
We're a pescatarian on this planet.
All right, so not comfort food animal.
No. pet.
But I hope you
Quackers.
like seafood.
Hey, buddy, give it 10 hours tops. Quacker's gonna be your best friend. What thought won't even cross your mind? Quacker's
I'm going
nuzzles
to,
his, nuzzles
I'm-
his head up against you, right when I said.
I'm gonna lean over to Owen and go, he's full of shit. That thing smells delicious.
Quackers bites you.
I like it.
This feels like a good time to mention Owen does have the gullible flaw. So he'll
Oh no.
Oh,
So,
boy.
what's your name, new dude?
I'm Owen. I am a chef. So this doesn't look like the part of the ship that has the kitchen or the food.
Nope.
No, we just kind of been throwing food in the fabricator and cooking it
Oh,
that way.
fabricator food. Ugh.
Well, we can make kitchen implements, and like we got some stuff. We're starting to like be able to start making a bit of a base, which honestly we probably want to do sooner rather than later. It looks like a storm's coming in soon.
Yeah, and we know how to make a fire extinguisher, I think, in case you set things on fire.
I only start fires. No fire is started by me that I don't want to start.
Oh, gotcha. In case you're doing like some flame brûlée or whatever it's called.
Oh my god.
That's Lyle. He's a barber.
Yeah.
I'm
wanna-
Chuck. I'm a marine biologist.
What,
This
what,
is
I'm
Lemuel.
Jimmy Mill.
Lemuel's
I'm a farmer.
badass.
All right.
what type of hairstyle does Owen have?
Right now it's like frozen. I guess thawing bedhead because it was.
Yeah, we're gonna need to take care of that hair once it thaws out, buddy. Don't mess with it; it might chip. I just said don't mess with it. Whatever.
I know what I'm doing.
Tamsin and Boris are still futzing around with the computer shit.
Yeah, these are our nerds. Am I right, guys? No.
So it's
Imagine Tamsin's probably ignoring you, and Boris is probably like, nah, waving you off.
Yep.
all right. So is there like, do we have like rooms?
We have a tub.
Oh, so there's indoor plumbing.
No, that's the name. That's what we named the evac boat.
Yeah, we just sleep on the floor, I think.
Oh, there's a free bed now.
We found a bed.
If you're gonna get sick, don't get sick on the tub.
I don't get sick.
Oh, you might after eating some of this crazy fish. Every time.
No one is going to be getting sick from any food while I'm here.
Oh, that's amazing.
Oh, that would be nice.
Because Chuck has been catching some rancid shit that has been making me pretty sick.
All right.
Yeah, somebody
it's
needs
an-
to make sure we eat.
Yeah,
Is
I
this
mean,
an ingredient
thank you,
problem, or
I don't know. Maybe some of this stuff just doesn't agree.
We're on an
with
alien
us.
planet. There's
Yeah,
gonna
that's
be
probably
some
what it-
issues with compatibility, digestion.
Yeah.
I'm
probably
fairly
some
certain these
bacteria.
aren't carbon-based life forms, and we're not actually getting any nutrition from them whatsoever. We're slowly gonna starve, even though our bellies are full.
What? You just blew my mind.
Yeah, that actually sounds about right.
My God, why?
well,
More layers of anxiety. So
But
everything's
think
an
about
illusion.
it. We get to be on an alien planet.
Oh, we're already here, and it's already eaten one of us.
Yes, but it's real cool.
Yeah. So yeah, I think you might be a replacement for someone that was recently eaten. So treat this position with I don't know.
The knowledge
care?
that there are things on this planet that want to eat us and have no issue eating us.
I'm not a replacement. That person was clearly a mistake. I'm here to fix it.
Hey, Okay, now Dylan was a lot of things.
One of them
Yeah.
being a mistake.
Yeah,
Dylan was a good
but-
swimmer.
but he tried.
Sorry. I got it.
On that note,
He had a boogie board and
I-
everything.
I think that's a good spot to wrap it up there
Good times.
as everybody's getting ready to go to sleep, and Owen is probably like,
Wide awake.
I just woke up.
Wide awake. Like, oh, shit. I'm just gonna have to lay there all night. Like, someone's gonna be tired tomorrow.
And as you're all going to sleep, you all are lullabied to sleep with the wonderful, gentle sounds of carp chanters to the west of you, and the sounds of two kraken vipers mating to the east of you.
I told you.
Oh, so it is a mating thing. Got it.
Chuck wakes up to that sound. He's like, huh.
You were crushed in the throes of lovemaking.
Yeah, I think. I
Is
think
that
we're gonna
technically
have-
death by Snoo Snoo?
Yeah.
It was.
Yeah.
I
It
think
is.
It was. Yep. Those are both.
Yeah. Can
It
Chuck
is.
roll a naturals roll to tell if he can tell what those sounds are?
Yeah, I'll be right back.
Sure.
You were crushed by kraken
And-
viper loins.
I accidentally closed that.
And
page.
Owen- Owen, you don't know what any of those are, so have fun trying to sleep while wide awake and listening to that.
Quackers is keeping you company though.
Yes, Quackers is a very good support duck. He comes and gently quacks at you.
Actually-
I can also.
actually-
there we go.
Oh, there you go.
Ducks sleep like 10.8 hours. That duck's sleep as hell.
What did I roll? God damn it.
14.
Okay.
You think it might be mating. You're not 100% sure.
Well,
But-
I guess Dylan was their romantic dinner. Huh.
That's terrifying. Why would you say that? Just think about it. They're gonna make more of those things.
Yeah.
That last charm attempt inspired something.
Wow.
Oh yeah, that's
I
what
guess
it
you
was.
probably set the mood for those two.
Oh my god, yeah,
I
that's
wonder,
what it
I
was.
wonder,
Those
I wonder if the larger
wink
one
in
is
the
a female.
thigh smack
Would,
got
would
them
that
going.
mean that the females are more aggressive?
You'll have to figure that out
Kind of like a
next time.
spider situation.
Well, not just
It's-
spiders. Most animals, especially earthbound animals, the
Oh,
females
yeah.
tend to be larger and more aggressive, especially aquatics. I mean, like, look at anglerfish. The
With-
males are but gonads. That
Yep.
just, like, latch on.
With that note, we're gonna do our favorite parts, and
all men finish.
and where we can find everybody. And let's start with Patrick, our first PC death. What was your favorite part? Where can we find you next, and anything else you'd like to share?
Oh, I don't know. Probably everything that followed Dylan getting a very appropriate end. Just the group's reaction. That was all great. And the natural 20 to buy himself a little bit of hope. That one.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then yeah,
Go ahead.
sorry. Words are
I'm sorry. Go ahead. I was just gonna ask, which death do you think would have been worse, getting eaten or being crushed?
I feel like
She's
Eaton
in
would
the
have been.
throes of snoo.
I feel like Eaton would have been a little more interesting. Just the size of it. I feel like I still would have been like walking around or going through things for a bit until I died in there. 'Cause the size of that thing, I feel like I was going in whole.
Probably. That's fair. Where can we find you next?
You can find me. I'm sorry, I'm going before you, Leland. So I'm just going to take the easy way out and steal that. But you can
Go for
find
it.
me and Leland tomorrow night on Twitch TV, Dark Galaxies Gaming, where we are both in a Tales from Saltmarsh campaign, where I forget what disaster case we did last week, but we are
Yeah.
crazy. Between the two of us, we're raging goblin pirate and a raging barbarian pirate.
Yeah, there's some definite fun had in that
Nice.
campaign. Couple of pirates.
Fantastic. Speaking of Leland, what was your favorite part? Where can we find you next? Anything else you like to
My
share?
favorite part was getting sick off all that fish over and over and over again because it was just funny because you were just like, you're gonna pass the rest of them. It proceeds to roll like 3 failed like three failed eating checks like back to back. And I really enjoy just learning about new flora and fauna in the game in general. It's just always fun every session, like new trees, underwater trees, and giant horny kraken vipers, and whatever, all that stuff. It's always cool. And I'm starting to really get into the blueprint stuff because that's like my favorite thing in these types of games is building, like messing around with blueprints and building stuff and learning blueprints. So starting to help sort of manage that. It's extra fun.
Awesome.
What's next?
Where we can find you next.
Yeah. Well, I was gonna do a show tomorrow, but someone already did that. No, I'm just kidding. I've got enough shows to do. Thursday. So Thursday at 6 p.m. Central on twitch.tv/Chromatic Chimera, I'm going to be playing an RPG called The Excellence, where I'm going to be playing a princess who is like princess of something that she's really into, which is candy. So I'm the princess of candy, and my main weapon of choice is going to be a slingshot with gumdrops as the ammo. So it's gonna be interesting. I'm not sure what the premise is. I'm not sure what my gender is gonna be, but you can be a male princess, so I'm really digging that idea. Something
That's awesome.
just playing like a big bearded princess would just be fantastic. But I'm super excited.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it's a fun game. I will send you. I need to send you in our chat. I'll send you the character
You
sheet.
need to braid ribbons in your beard for
Oh
it.
my god, no, that's fantastic. I do need to prep for it. Get some I've got plenty of wildflowers in the yard. I'll just hook them up into my set here. It's gonna be fantastic.
Perfect.
I'm excited. But yeah, at 6 p.m. twitch.tv/Chromatic Chimera, I'm gonna play Princess. It's gonna be fantastic.
Awesome. Always good to see more awesome stuff happening over at Chromatic Chimera. It's a great group over
I
there.
know this is. I'm going to be doing a Thursday campaign with them coming soon. That's like a homebrew campaign that I'm excited about, and this is just kind of a lead.
Oh, that's fantastic. Next we've got Zan. What was your favorite part? Where can we find you next? And anything else you'd like to share?
Yeah, I'm Zan. You can catch me at the links that I just dropped into chat. And favorite part. I really like pushing the odds of fate and common sense with Lemuel, and I like that nothing has come back to bite him in the ass, though it has bitten him in the toe at this point. He is nigh on unkillable, despite me putting him into very dangerous situations very frequently. And the next place that you can catch me will be Thursday, 9 p.m. Central, 8 p.m. Central Time, or 10 a.m. Japan time on. Oh man, my dates are so wrong. The next place that you can catch me will be on 4 a.m. Central Time on Friday, or 6 p.m. Central, 6 p.m. Japanese time on Friday, 7 p.m. Brisbane time, on Polish Cryptage channel, where I'll be doing Test of the Ages. My brain is in like 4 to 6 time zones at any given moment, so I'm a little scattered. And yeah, I'm Zan, a professional DM and storyteller and content creator, and hopefully some new things coming to the resume real soon.
Hoping so. That's awesome. Last but not least, we've got Alex. What was your favorite part? Where can we find you next? And anything else you'd like to share?
My favorite part was realizing how effective a team Chuck and Lemuel make. Like, they went in, they got what they wanted. They got a lot more than they wanted. And they got out
Yes.
alive and surprisingly not that badly off. And they communicated
Yep.
effectively the entire time while barely communicating.
Yeah, they do tend to make a pretty good team.
But they don't, like,
Oh.
they will deny actively liking each other.
I see Chuck and Lemuel as like the wow, the name just completely went out of my head. The Adam and Jamie of this world from MythBusters.
Oh my god! Oh god! Yeah.
Yeah, that's actually really
Wow.
accurate.
That's a very good description. Now I kind of want to see someone. I know. Wait, I think I may have to draw that.
Yep, Lemuel definitely has to wear a beret.
Yeah, he's wearing the beret because Lyle still has not fixed his fucking haircut from when the ship went
His hair
down.
looks like a beret. That's
Listen,
why he
I
needs a
make
haircut. Is
a
because his
huge
hair looks like a
swimming.
beret.
I swim
Oh,
all
goodness.
day, and I offered to cut your hair. Whatever.
But
Oh,
you can
goodness,
find
that's
me
amazing.
here, on Raven's channel, Saturday evening, game for Animus Absentis, where I am playing.
Yes,
A mute,
Seattle.
a very gay, very mute, very trans, very kind of grumpy engineer. I've definitely noticed that he tends to dad people who aren't eating enough around him,
Yep.
which was a surprise to me. But yeah, so that's where you can find that's where you can find me next, and then back here again, or on Twitter at Agent Boss.
Perfect. By the way, quick reminder to everyone to level up to level 3 before next week. So that'll be a little bit helpful there. My favorite part is probably all the shenanigans with guild coins around Dylan's death. So it's like, yeah, it's not looking good for Dylan, and that it was just like constant, like, well, he's gonna die this way, or he's gonna die that way, or maybe he won't die. Nope, he's gonna die this other way. That whole thing was just really funny. And getting to put Lyle in the water next to the Kraken Viper was kind of fun, I'm not gonna lie.
I would like to add also that was I really enjoyed GMing for 5 minutes. That was my first time GMing on stream. And it was for 5 minutes, and I got to kill Patrick's character, so I'm pretty proud
The
of it.
funny thing is I legit want to be in a game that you GM now, because you did a great job at describing the scene.
You did a good job.
I'm really,
I
really
kind
looking
of I
forward
blew
to
it
ever
over the
being
top.
in
I
the
wish I was like that all the time, but I was like, oh, I've got 5 minutes. I gotta make it.
That's okay, but it gives a real good
Yeah, you did
sampler
great.
of what you're good at.
Yeah. As for where you can find me next, I will be on Encounter Roleplay tomorrow at 1 p.m. Mountain Daylight Time, 3 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time, playing Detective Jessica Tracy and Gala of the Damned, GM'd by Gabe, who's a phenomenal GM. It's a really, really fun show. It's sort of a whodunit where the dunit hasn't happened yet. So we're all trying to keep our client alive in this Victorian era 5-day gala with magic in a mansion with the servants are basically like clockwork people. If you watched the Doctor Who episode with the clockwork people with the masks, like the gala masks, it's basically like that. It's super, super creepy. It's going to be awesome. Definitely check that out over on Encounter Roleplay, and then I'll be back here tomorrow night, 7 p.m. Mountain Daylight Time, 9 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time, playing another detective, private detective, Dick Belleroux, in the Tickfall Files. So that's where you can find me. We're going to go on a raid. Our raid cry is RIP Dylan Murray. And we're going to go raid Nerdsmith, who are they're doing some tabletop over there as well. So yeah, if you're not following Nerdsmith, definitely give them a follow. They're awesome people over there. And then I will see you all tomorrow. Bye, everybody.